Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, in the Big 12 tournament, the Suns burned the Bucks in Milwaukee. 83 points in an NBA game last night by Bam. An NFL trade gets nixed, and the World Baseball Classic delivers a major upset. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and also on the Arizona Sports app. We are hanging out today at Venezia's here in Northeast Mesa. Real New York-style pizza. It's right here in the valley. Pizza, wings, subs, pasta. Just bring your appetite. And today, once again, Northeast Mesa location. Manuch, welcome in, pal. What do you got there?
What I got here is the specials for today.
Woo, doggy,
so every Wednesday, we're at a different Venezia's about once a month. You got the 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. That's a savings, folks, of over $5 per pizza. They also have a new menu item.
Okay.
They call it the Dilly. Creamy garlic cucumber sauce topped with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese with authentic New York kosher dill pickle slices finished with fresh dill. So all of your Venezia's pizzerias around the valley. And don't forget, every Tuesday, the special is the Italian Stallion.
Oh, boy.
It's a slice of the Italian Stallion. And it seems as though the Italian Stallions took care of business, which we'll get into, against the USA Gingerbreads last night. So the Stallions, the Italian way, is alive and well. Sorry, USA. How the hell did that happen?
Oh, that was just dreadful. I just started watching that for a while, and, oh, man, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We will dive into the USA upset loss last night to Italy, but we begin with ASU. It is the worst loss in Big 12 conference history as Iowa State just pummeled the Sun Devils. I'm not even going to give you the score because there's no sense in doing that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, it was awful. And look, Manuch, it's Bobby Hurley's last game. We're pretty comfortable in saying that as head coach at ASU. He did get a win yesterday in the first round of the Big 12 Conference over Baylor. So let's start first with the game, and then we'll slide over to Bobby Hurley.
It was such a mismatch. I almost felt like I was watching Iowa State scrimmage.
Yeah.
Their second team. I mean, it was like that.
They're playing their managers.
They really were. It was just very, very frustrating because the defense just was smothering ASU. ASU couldn't even get a shot off. And they would come down. I was very impressed with the way Iowa State moved the basketball. Seemed like it was like the old proverbial, all right, pass the ball 5 times and then somebody take a shot. And the way that they moved the ball, the way that they came out, really literally, it's like they pressed ASU's defense from the get-go. Next thing you look up, and they're up by 15, 20, 30.
It keeps going.
It keeps going and going. And next thing you know, it's 45-16 at halftime. And it really, really was very disheartening. But it just seemed as though there was really no gas in the tank for the ASU Sun Devils. They were bad shots, getting blocked out, getting out-rebounded. It's as if they had no legs whatsoever. And you could really tell the rest that Iowa State had
made a difference.
Yeah, they had legs. They were moving it. They were shooting it. They had no problem with the court whatsoever.
Nope.
And it just was unfortunate for ASU, but the dam broke in today's game. The collapse was there.
Yeah.
And let me say this. When things are happening, I give kudos and I commend these young men. If you're head coach, you still have to keep your poise no matter what. I really felt that Bobby Hurley, under the circumstances, I thought he did a pretty good job up until the technical.
Okay.
I thought that it's like, Bobby, you got to still be an example for these young men. You have a flagrant foul, and then your player gets a T, and then you get a T. I don't think I've ever seen 6 free throws at one time. We did today. But those are some of the things that I think that it boiled over. But as a head coach, as a professional coach, you got to keep the poise. You still have to set an
I'm with
example.
you. Yep.
No matter how bad it is. I mean, I know that losing is horrible, but sometimes I always say, sometimes you got to lose with a little bit of grace. Set the example. Don't lose your head. Matter of fact, his assistant coaches literally pushed into the back of the bench on the chair and said, matter of fact, I also thought he said, you got to finish the game. I thought I saw one of the assistant coaches mouth that to him. You got to finish the game.
Yeah.
So it's over. Put a fork in it, pardon the pun, for you Sun Devil fans. But I give this team credit. I really do. The way that they hung on there up until this game, which it all came crashing in.
So Manuch and I, we always talk in the morning a little bit. And he said to me, 6 free throws? I said, yeah, here's what happens. College basketball is different from the NBA. College basketball, flagrant foul, 2 free throws. Technical fouls, 2 free throws, and you get the ball. So as Manuch just outlined, there were 2 technicals. Thus, you got 6 free throws, which my esteemed colleague said, I've never seen that before.
And I think he might have made all 6, if I'm not mistaken.
They missed the first play.
You know what?
They missed the first play.
I'm at my office, got the game on, talking to you. I just kind of, after the first half, I watched like the first 5 minutes of the second half. After that, it was background noise for me. Working on the lineup, looking at some of the other stories, looking at the Suns, looking at the National Football League, some of the things that are going on in college football, college basketball. They're talking, you saw Miles Simon and then the former assistant coach at KU talking about Iowa State and where they are. So it just became very, very unfortunate that they couldn't even compete in this game. And I tell a lot of folks, what'd you expect? I mean, they're out of gas. I mean, this team was just basically you're playing, 7, 8 guys. They played a total of 9 guys total. And you look at a couple things. You had 12 points off the bench.
Manuch, they had 6 turnovers in the first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes, 6 turnovers. Look, here's what Arizona State was this year. A 500 basketball team.
Sure.
That's what they were, and that's the way that they finished.
And better.
They beat Baylor in yesterday's first round game, who is a 500 basketball team.
And you got to give Bobby and his staff credit, or I will give Maurice Odom and these players credit, that they saw that they were predicted to finish last in the Big 12. Might have been a little motivation there, but I will say this: they to your point, 500 basketball team.
Yep.
They end up 17-16, much better than people expected. So the new era starts. Allegedly, Bobby Hurley is looking to be let go. We probably all figure that out by now. But how soon and who do you get to take care of this situation? And how many of these players are going to stay or aren't poached to go somewhere else?
The only guy, to be honest with you, that I would like to see next year is Hassan Lajab. I think that you could really build around him, Manuch. Look, they have some players that are okay, but you got to go find some shooters, and you got to find ball handlers. You got a big guy in the middle in Job, but listening to some of the comments after the game, a lot of the players indicated, if Bobby's gone, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, and that's kind of the theme for today's athlete.
I think you're right.
Whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is that they'll probably move on. They'll look to go play somewhere else. But I would tell those young men, I would say, look, pump the brakes. Just sit tight. You're on scholarship. You're here. If you're on an NIL deal, you're still on that deal. Wait to see who this program, who Graham Rossini goes and gets as the athletic director, that you might like the individual coming in. You might like the program. You might like the offense. You might like, where are you going to go when you have no cachet? Think about it. Odom is moving on. He'll go play somewhere, probably make the G League team, maybe go over to Europe. But on top of that, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go play that you're going to go beat somebody out unless you go down, take a step down to, I don't know, maybe you go take a look at a GC or whatever. But why would you take a step down? You're in Division I basketball. Stay where you are, sit tight, go ahead and make sure that you're good to go in reference to those things that are coming on.
All right. The Suns last night took care of business on the road. It's the first game of a 6-game road trip. They beat up the Milwaukee Bucks, and rightfully so. And they did it once again with a combination in the backcourt with Green and
Booker.
And Booker. So from that standpoint, Manuch, that's a good road victory, a good way to open up. They're off today. Tim Kempton, by the way, coming up at 1:30 in about 20 minutes. We'll talk to him about that. And now they play a hapless Indiana Pacer team.
This is the third game in a row that Jalen Green has gotten off to a hot start.
Yeah.
First 7 points of the game. You look back at the Charlotte game. You look back at the Pelicans game. I don't know if that's a strategy or that they're like Coach Otts who said, look, Jalen, if you have it, take it early on just to get him going. Get him lathered up. Get him some confidence. But once again, to your point, Jimmy B, the combination of Green and Booker average over 50 points per game these last 3 games. That's a good telltale sign. Nice to see Royce O'Neal
Finally got off
get
the
off
schneid.
the schneid.
Yeah.
But you know what? Grayson Allen and Colin Gillespie in there at the same time with Jalen Green, that was a point they started to pull ahead.
They were cooking.
They were cooking. They were moving. They took the lead. In the fourth quarter, they didn't back down. They kept attacking because at any time you felt Milwaukee was going to make another run, and they didn't because anytime you got the big fella that's coming up and down the field like Kuzma. By the way, nice half-court shot there at the end of the halftime.
Kuzma, yeah.
All net.
Yeah.
But I just really feel that the combination rotation seems to be working out when you have a healthy Jalen Green and a healthy Grayson Allen in the lineup so he can work their rotation and continue to score so a Milwaukee Bucks team or Indiana Pacers team doesn't make that run.
I was going to call you last night to ask you about all your Paisano friends on what they did to the USA baseball team. That was a stunning upset last night, 8-6. Italy beats USA.
And with runners on, you had Aaron Judge go down swinging.
Yes.
Last at bat. And I'm sitting there, I'm kind of checking my phone and looking at how did the USA do today. Did they win like 25-2 or something like that? Next thing I know, I'm looking at, and this team is up, that being the Italians. But you saw one of the things that were starting to happen is that the USA was starting to make a comeback. And with that comeback, you're like, okay, the Italians are giving you some good competition. Here you are trying to make a run. You're not going to lose this game, are you, USA?
Yeah, they
No,
are.
you're not going to lose this game, are you? No, you guys could never lose the Italians. No, you're out hitting the Italians. Sure enough, you look up at the score, and they had to make a run. This team was down 8-0
Yeah.
to the Italian.
Yeah.
Antonucci, my man. Guido Antonucci had a hell of a night last
Should
night.
be here at Venezia
Oh,
having
my.
pasta with you.
I got to tell you what, Antonucci, he's knocking all over the field. Marinacciato is going strong. But Antonucci, one of those guys that just kind of felt it. He's, 1 for 3, got a couple RBIs. But they should never, USA should never lose to the Italian team. That's an embarrassing loss to the Italians, my home country. I get it. But with your lineup, you should not lose that game, Jim.
I'm with you, pal, 100%. Hey, this segment presented by our great partnership with Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe. Check them out online at lernerandrowe.com. One call. That's all. 602-977-1900. When we come back, we're going to get into our replay rewind. We're broadcasting live today here at Venezia's Northeast Mesa. Place is packed. Manuch, you're going to have to get up there from our chairs and go sign off.
We are here in honor of the Italian baseball team. Timing is perfect.
We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
This is Jason Sheckerly, former Phoenix police officer. There's nothing more important to a first responder than focusing on their mental health. And there's nothing better for that mental health than golf, friends, music, drinks, food, and fun. Join us for the Heroes Golf Classic Tournament at the Weston Kierland Golf Course on Friday, May 8th. If you're not a golfer, show up for the after party and benefit concert with the best cover band in Arizona, Rock Lobster. Proceeds are going to benefit the 100 Club of Arizona. The 100 Club provides support for our first responders through critical incidents, injury prevention, mental health, and scholarship. Every day, our public safety members put their lives on the line, and we are their backup. So come out and join us on May 8th. To register, go to our website, 100club.org, and click on the events page. Again, 100club.org. Click on the events page, register for the tournament, and we will see you on May 8th.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Hi, everybody. Jody Jackson here. Spring is around the corner, and you know what's next, the summer heat. But you can be swimming in your spectacular new Presidential Pool. And now is the time to start planning. Presidential Pools has in-house financing to help make your backyard paradise a reality. They are Arizona's #1 pool builder with some of the best warranties in the industry, and they're committed to providing total customer satisfaction. And if you need inspiration, they have the largest pool park in the West. Make your pool the place to be this summer. Go to presidentialpools.com.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
As Bateman has a layup shot rejected by Alan Mukeba. And Mieusen down court to Jop, who dunks it in. And that might be the sequence of the day for ASU. Mukeba with a rejection at one end, and then Mieusen beating Jop for the slam dunk at the. Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out today at Venezia's here in Northeast Mesa. We'll be here until 4 o'clock. Well, that was the lone bright spot for ASU today, playing against Iowa State. Round 2 of the Big 12 Conference Tournament. A blowout game. It was over by halftime. And to be perfectly honest with you, what you witnessed was a team that was done. And Iowa State has the capability to be an Elite Eight, maybe even a Final Four team. That's how good they are. So we played the Jop dunk. Following the game, it was the head coach, Bobby Hurley, who we expect will get a call indicating that he will be relieved of his duties. But this are his comments following the game today.
We just didn't come out great, obviously, to start. We weren't physical enough in the early stages of the game. They really swarmed us. We got the ball, in some really tough areas of the floor against a really good defensive team, and you just can't afford to do that. We never really gave ourselves a chance, and we spent, this matchup obviously is not a good one for us because we've been one of the best teams in the Big 12 at taking care of the ball, minus obviously Saturday, and then this game, the physicality of their team is is different than I've ever seen, and they're really on a string on defense. They rotate for each other. They do a very good job at that end of the floor, and we had a hard time dealing with it.
You know, I sense, Jimmy, that Iowa State wasn't happy the way the year ended. It really wasn't. Because you looked at some of the losses they had.
Oh, they lost at home to Texas Tech and then at U of A.
Yes, and so I think that the one thing that I think he did is he talked about that extra gear. It was like they're playing in fourth gear and ASU was in second gear.
Yeah.
As he mentioned, they were physical, they pressed, their defense was at an all new level. So I really believe that they made some adjustments with the 4 or 5 days they had off coming into this tournament to say, look, you know, we were one of the top 4 teams, top 5 teams. Right now they're ranked with number 7.
Right.
And I think they just had a kind of a coming to Jesus meeting because that Iowa State team I saw today, this morning, that's an all new speed or gear that they've been playing at. And I think that's one thing where they adjusted. And it's unfortunate that ASU took the brunt of the burden in this game.
Let's go down to where Bobby Hurley is still at his post-game news conference following the beatdown. Here's what he has to say about what is in his future.
Everything is so fresh right now, and we went all in for a game that brutally went against us in a way that does a disservice to what these guys have done all year. So my main feelings are with like the guy to my right and the guy to my left who won't play another game again, and that hurts. And we all felt that pain in the locker room after, and I haven't had enough time to really decide what's going to be next. You operating under the assumption that I'm no longer going to be the head coach at Arizona State.
Well, that's the assumption, and I have a feeling that that'll become official here in the next day or so. All right, so the Suns last night, we talked about it on the show yesterday. That game against the Bucks set up for the Suns perfectly, just from the standpoint that the Bucks are on a terrible losing streak, and the Suns have kind of found themselves, despite the fact that Dylan Brooks is still not back in the lineup. One of the things that my esteemed colleague, Dan Manucci, harped on yesterday was Royce O'Neal. He needed to find his shot. Evidence on this highlight right here.
Royce O'Neal lets it bounce, then he gets it. Half-court shot at the horn. It's good for Royce O'Neal. And the Suns go up by 3 at the end of 3 here in Milwaukee. 100-97. They call it 52 feet on the monitor for Royce O'Neal at the horn.
And I think one of the things you want to see more balanced scoring, it was too heavily weighted toward Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Colin Gillespie. It's just another good shooter that when he's on, he's on. Now, hopefully, Royce O'Neal can be that guy that's more consistently consistent. We talked about Jalen Green. He's feeling it right now. And I think it's great. But nice to see Royce O'Neal. 7 for 11, three-point shooting. The Suns overall, 47% from three-point land.
Was great. They're off today. Tim Kempton coming up in about 10 minutes. And then they play at the Pacers tomorrow in Indianapolis. Here is Jordan Ott, the Suns head basketball coach, following the game, talking about Royce O'Neal.
It's both ends. It's really his minutes on Giannis as well defensively, just his activity, his ability to withstand that initial thrust, keep him off the free throw line. Then again, ball finds energy, ball finds the right person. We were able to hit open guys, and then it's a little bit from our defensive energy, just the steals to get those guys in transition. Just the joy it fuels our group with. I thought Royce did a great job on both ends, starting the offense with his defense and then finishing at the three-point line.
Why did I feel that the first one to 140 was going to win this game? I mean, it's 65-62 at halftime.
It was.
Now, yes, Royce O'Neal was had a hell of a night. They scored a lot of points, but this Suns defense has really been waning lately, Jimmy. Charlotte, New Orleans game, obviously was nowhere to be found in the Chicago Bulls game. But, I mean, they've got to really hunker back down the defense because this, I mean, you're not going to be able to outscore a lot of these teams. I mean, they're scoring points, but on the average, you're allowing another 10 points per game these last couple of weeks by the Suns team.
All right, so last night, history, and it's not a record, but it is NBA history. Bam Adebayo with a 83-point game last night. If you missed it, these are points 82 and 83.
Points. Mama, we feel your joy. The second highest scoring game in NBA history, second only to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania, against the New York Knicks when he was playing for Philadelphia.
Thank you to FanDuel South for the highlight. So he scores 83 in last night's game. Look, all the Kobe people are like going crazy right now. I was online last night, and that you would have thought that these people thought Kobe Bryant had the record. Oh, it was terrible. He passed Kobe Bryant's record. No, Kobe was in second place at 81, next to Wilt Chamberlain's 100. Now Kobe is in third place behind Bam. But Manuch, it's 83 points. The last 6 minutes were dreadful, awful basketball. But in the record books, it's 83 points.
You think about Adebayo, you look at this, he had 43 free throw attempts. He's 36 for 43, 7 for 22 three-point land. Overall, 20 for 43, just under 50%. To go with that, the 9 rebounds, you're like, wow. And I'm watching some other stuff.
Yeah.
I see this come across, as far as notification. When he now replaced Bam Adebayo, replaces Kobe Bryant as the second most. I went, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
83 points.
Yeah.
So obviously, I saw the highlights. I watched the highlights on YouTube, watched the whole thing. You're right. There was a concerted effort to get those 83 points.
Oh, yeah.
Because he basically was layup, dunk, 3-point shooting early on.
Well, they're playing the Wizards, who are a horrible team,
Exactly.
and they were up by 30.
Exactly. So when you look at that, as far as that game was concerned, I mean, they basically scored, 74 points in the second half. Bam Adebayo making it happen. No more Kobe Bryant. And you would think the Kobe Bryant folks would, hey, congratulations to Bam Adebayo. What a great job. You know what? Reaching 100 is probably virtually impossible. Who knows? But I will say this. That game was a concerted effort to get more than 81 points.
And I'll just finish up by saying, folks, Wilt Chamberlain, no 3-point line like in today's game, and he still scored 100 points. All right, last night, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm flipping all over watching different games, and of course, I'm watching the USA and Italy in the World Baseball Classic. Manuch is hardcore, and I do mean hardcore paisano, because he walks the walk and he talks the talk. So he was really excited when all of this took place last night.
The long career. Kyle Teal sends a high fly ball to deep left field. Anthony's back, turning and watching this one go. Kyle Teal of the White Sox starts the swing with a home run. Here's a drive to right center field that sends Judge back to the track, to the wall, and gone. Sam Antonacci hits a home run. Team Italy with a 3-0 lead. Now the 1-2 pitch. Judge swings and misses, and Italy has pulled off a stunner. The biggest win in Italian baseball history. They shocked the United States 8-6.
Thank you to Fox for the highlight on that. So now the USA has to wait to see what happens tonight between Mexico and Italy. That's it. That's our replay rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. Interact. Need a check? Just call 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. All right, Tim Kemp, Suns radio analyst, is coming up. But first, let's get you right now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The season is officially over for the Arizona State Sun Devils as they were eliminated this morning from the Big 12 Conference Tournament after a 91-42 loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. Despite reports he won't be retained, head coach Bobby Hurley says he hasn't been formally told that he's out, but one name to watch for if the job opens up is former Sun Devil guard Derek Glazer, now an assistant at UC Santa Barbara, who played alongside James Harden in Tempe. This was reported by Jeff Goodman of the Field of 68. Meanwhile, the Arizona Diamondbacks have named Zach Gallen their opening day starter, and the Cardinals have re-signed running back Zonovan Knight. Attention, Sun Devil fans. Venezia's Pizzeria is the only official pizza partner of the Sun Devil Athletics. So grab a giant slice of pepperoni or cheese at every ASU home game. Proudly serving fans and fueling the Devils all season long. Real New York-style pizza right here in the Valley. Venezia's Pizzeria.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
With Sun Devil women's basketball, it's not just a game, it's a show. The speed, the swagger, the no-look passes that make the crowd gasp, the intensity that feels like it could light up the court by itself. Every night, this team brings fire, fast breaks, big moments, and defensive energy you can feel from the top row to the hardwood. If you want basketball with heart, pipe, and pure showmanship, you want Sun Devil women's basketball. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
This week at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, it's the TaylorMade Fitting and Bonus Trading event March 12th through the 15th. The new TaylorMade QI 4D driver family is TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable driver line. Take advantage of the 50% bonus trade-in towards your new purchase. Swing into Vans Golf Shops or book your fitting online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Hi, this is Brent with Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning. It's that time of year again where it's extremely important to keep up on your plumbing and air conditioning maintenance. At Ready Services, we provide our Ready Preventative Maintenance Program, where our technicians come to your home and conduct those preventative checks in order to keep your home life as comfortable as possible. We'll do everything to catch the little problems before they become big repairs. Reach out to us at nofeeemergency.com for information on how to become a member and ensure that your home is in the best hands possible.
If you don't have gas in your home, but something doesn't smell good. Ew, what's that smell? If it smells like rotten eggs, there could be a leak in your neighborhood. Now what do I do? If you suspect a leak, move fast, call 911 and Southwest Gas. But I don't have natural gas in my home. Gas lines are buried all around, so even if you don't have gas, I know, call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Now back to the guys live from one of the Seven Valley Venezia's Pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
All alone, it's Green, right corner for three, and he got another one. Jalen Green's third make from distance. He's got 25 on the night, and the Suns go up 13, equaling their biggest lead. Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight last night. A nice victory on the road to start a 6-game winning streak for the Phoenix Suns. We're hanging out today at Venezia's. Northeast Mesa is where we are today. McKillips and Higley, and the joint is jumping. It is packed. Tim Kempton should be here, but instead, he's on the road trip right now. He's got an off day, and then the Suns are going to play the Pacers tomorrow night. Timmy, welcome to the show, pal, as always. Last night, a solid effort by the Suns. Royce O'Neal finally got on track. It was good to see that. But you're getting scoring now from just about everybody who is on the floor.
Yeah, Jordan Ott has done a phenomenal job with the minutes, trying to figure out who I got tonight, put them on the floor. When they were injured, now guys coming back, I think he's doing a great job getting minutes for a lot of different people and staying with the hot hand, but still keeping other guys engaged. And everybody's been phenomenal when their number has been called. They've responded in a very positive way.
Is that because that these guys have played a lot of basketball up until now, Tim? I mean, you went 6 deep last night. About a month ago, he really wasn't going 6 deep. He might have gone, 4 or 5 deep, but 6 deep to your point because he feels pretty confident with everybody coming off the bench?
Yeah, without a doubt. At times he had to trust players, and they responded in kind, and now he has their trust. They have his trust, and everything is paying dividends because of it. Your number's called. You respond in a great fashion. Now, Jordan Ott and the whole staff and your teammates have trust in you when you get on the court. So it's just a matter of stepping into your role and doing what you do well and doing it successfully.
Tim Kempton's our guest on the Wright Toyota Guest Line. You can follow Timmy on X at SunsTK. That's SunsTK. Update us if you can on Dylan Brooks. I thought I saw a report he might be available maybe by the weekend. Did I see that correctly or not?
I didn't realize you can heal a bone that quick. Yeah, it's kind of funny due to all the restraints and everything. We are actually usually the last people to know. People in the media get more information. They can say things that we can't because we're, in some ways too close to the thing. But what I can tell you is he's working hard. You see him on the road pre-game, staying in condition, working on his right hand because obviously it was his left hand that he broke. So Dylan's working hard. He's getting after it, and when he comes back, the Suns will definitely enjoy his presence.
Tim, the one thing Jimmy and I talked about a little bit earlier the last couple of days is the combination of Jalen Green and Devin Booker really starting to heat up. I believe what they're averaging close to 50-plus points on average the last 3 games between both of them. It seems as though Jalen Green getting off to the quick starts, New Orleans, Charlotte, this game, is that a concerted effort, or is he just open and taking that shot? It seems like it's somewhat quasi-planned or very coincidental. Which is it?
No, I think it's more coincidental than everything, and Jalen just picking his spots. We know he's a phenomenal athlete, and when he's aggressive early, it's almost like teams are kind of, okay, let's sit back and figure this out kind of mode, and before you know it, like last night, you're down 7-0. And Jalen has all 7.
Yes.
One of the things that you talk about, I don't know how you guys measure season, but it's 82 games. So you take probably about the first 20 to 25 games to sit back, figure out who we are. We've played enough opponents now. We've developed our style of play, our culture, how we're going to go out every night. Last night was his 17th game. So I'm still, a couple games away from really going, okay, this is who Jalen Green is. This is what he's doing. This is what he has. And what he's really been good at of lately, he's been decisive off the dribble, using his quickness, using his explosiveness, keeping the dribble alive, but making the defense react to him. He's not standing in one spot dribbling the air out of the ball. He's going someplace with it, making the defense of the other team have to react to him. If you don't stop him, he goes to the rim and finish. If you do bring another player, he's making some great passes out of it. So I think his comfort level with his teammates is growing every night, and he's being much more decisive with the ball, and that's creating opportunities.
Tim, the Suns will play at the Pacers tomorrow night, a team that is going nowhere with all of their injuries and the trades that they have made. They will be a much better team next season. you cannot have a letdown. You just can't get off the bus and think that, oh, we're just going to walk in and win. So how does Jordan Ott get the Suns ready then and prepared to play tomorrow night?
Well, I think that comes from what we've talked about, the depth. There's actually some competitiveness on this team now to get on the floor. And if one guy's struggling a little bit, Jordan Ott has someone else to go to, and it's just a natural competitiveness. It's not something that you're trying to compete within your team to break them down. It's something that has built this team up because of guys responding when Jordan Ott has called their number when they have been shorthanded. Now that he's got all these pieces to go to, it brings a focus to the first five, and then the guys coming in, they want to play as long as they can. So, that has heightened the awareness, the competitiveness, the togetherness of this team, and I think it bodes well for the long run. And just like you said, I think these guys understand the situation. You just go back a couple games to Chicago. I think that was one of those ones. They were shorthanded a little bit, but they got some pieces back, but they just weren't focused that night. I think this road trip, great win last night in Milwaukee. Obviously, you have a shorthanded Indiana team, but I think the focus is there. I think they're ready, and I think they'll handle their business against the Pacers tomorrow night.
Jim, how do you feel that Oso is growing in his role as a starter?
I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I think his decision making, his ball handling, I think he's using his natural strengths. You don't see him out there at the free throw line when the guy's backed off 5 feet and going, oh, let me try this jumper right now. That's not his strength. He's really doing a phenomenal job playing to his strength, being another playmaker, and really helping out this group. I love the way he's playing right now.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Timmy, thank you as always. Enjoy Indianapolis, okay? Have a good time tonight.
Yeah, the rain's here, so keep enjoying that good weather out in Phoenix. And I think we skirted a tornado last night. We definitely went around it. So enjoy that beautiful sunshine and nice weather that we have consistently in Phoenix every day.
And Tim, just not to rub it in, it's pushing 95 this weekend while you're on the road. Just so we thought.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be 27 in Minnesota by the time we get there.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Thank you, Timmy.
Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
Great talking to you guys.
There you go. That's Tim Kempton, everybody. Always enjoy having him on in this slot on Wednesday. Hey, a quick reminder. What is coming up Tuesday? Oh, it is St. Patrick's Day. That's right. So that means that we're going to be at Biggs in Peoria in the P83 shopping district right across from the sports complex. We will be doing the show live there from 1 until 4. Make your plans. Come and hang out with us on St. Patty's Day. That is March 17th. Biggs American Bar and Grill. You won't want to miss it. Green beer. Oh, yeah. Brackets and hoops as well. And March Mania for everybody. We'll see you at Biggs, the P83 shopping district across from the Peoria Sports Complex. Once again, that's next Tuesday, March 17th. All right, when we come back, a little on this day and some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dos Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Wright Toyota On This Day report. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're at the Venezia's. The joint is packed. They just pack them in here. Manuch has already signed like 15 autographs.
Give or take.
Yeah, and taken 6 photos already. They were all ladies, by the way, who wanted it.
And I did it for free.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Let's do a little On This Day.
Yeah, go way back to 1941. A lot of you football historians may not know this, but Bronco Nagurski, he regained the World Wrestling title from Ray Still in Minnesota after losing to him a year earlier. That's right, Bronco Nagurski. Did not know this, but I read up on it.
I didn't either.
He, after his football career in college and National Football League, went on to be a wrestler. 1961, the then NHL record, 40 penalties. The Blackhawks and Maple Leafs each had 20 apiece.
Wow.
1979, Randy Holt received 67 minutes in penalties in 60-minute NHL hockey game. How does that happen?
I don't know.
So the carryovers, when he started the next game, he was in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And in 2020, y'all remember this, the NBA suspended the 2019-2020 season until further notice after Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19. We'll never forget that. Rock and I, we were still on the air. They called necessary radio.
Yeah.
We were still on. And when that all happened, you're like, wait a second. So this COVID thing, kind of a serious deal. So that's right. Rudy came out. They shut it down. They emptied the stadium.
I remember that. That was in Dallas. They emptied it out.
And everything was pretty much on hold until they started to try to get this thing under control. So that's a little bit on this day going several years back.
You know, it's awful because over 1 million people died because of that. They didn't react to it fast enough. All right, there you go. It's all presented by Venezia's Pizzeria. Why are we telling you about that? Because we are broadcasting live here at the northeast corner in Mesa at Venezia's. It's New York style pizza right here in Arizona. Hand-tossed dough, fresh ingredients, big slices. I can only eat one. And delivery that actually shows up with the food when it's hot. It's family-owned, valley-loved. It's Venezia's Pizzeria. Grab a slice or feed the whole crew tonight. It is Venezia's. Manuch, a little football at 50.
Little football at 50, some news, some breaking news.
Yeah.
Are your hands at 10 and 2, folks?
I'm good.
Your seatbelts on? Kyler Murray. Officially let go. Oh, really?
Officially official?
All right, lads. Give us the latest. I laughed when I saw that. Oh,
Me
really?
too, yeah.
Breaking news. Yeah, the Cardinals. Hey, we've officially released Kyler Murray. Really? That's your breaking news? All right, lads.
Yeah, as you said, with the start of the new league year at 4 o'clock Eastern, they have officially released quarterback Kyler Murray. And in the words of ESPN's Adam Schefter, with Murray now free, the Minnesota Vikings are considered the overwhelming favorite to sign him. In the words of one source, I'd be shocked if he's not a Viking. So it looks like he's going to end up in Minnesota there.
That's a good spot.
All
for him.
indications are, and I think if they allow him, they're going to get him on the cheap.
They are.
You know, $1.3, $1.5 million.
Yep.
Load the contract up with incentives. Let him go compete with J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, he'll compete for a starting job.
Yeah, he'll compete for a starting job. If they feel that J.J.'s still their guy, he's right there. And if J.J. happens to hiccup all over himself like he did last year,
Right, yeah.
but you got to let J.J. grow.
I agree with you.
But you have some impatient veteran wide receivers and tight end
Addison and Jefferson.
who just restructured his contract that time and going, you know what, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, they're like some racehorses, and they got this rookie jockey on them versus this other, how apropos, other jockey-sized quarterback that's right there that knows how to get it done, at least can get them the ball down the
Justin
field.
Jefferson doesn't want to put up with that for another full
No,
season.
he
That's
does
for
not.
sure.
No, he does
And then
not.
the big news around the NFL world right now, after the Max Crosby trade has fallen through due to the Ravens not liking what they saw with his physical. So he's headed back to the Raiders for now, at least. We'll see what happens there. But right after that all came down the wire, Bengals free agent edge Trey Hendrickson, the top pass rusher on the market for sure. He signed a big deal with the Ravens. 4 years, $120 million.
112.
112.
Up to 120 max, yeah.
Okay, got it.
With $60 million of it guaranteed.
Wow. It's just interesting how that happened so quickly. You know that Max Crosby's coming off surgery. You know that, right,
Yeah.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that he's still healing, and if everything's at 100%, you would think it's 100%. But it's just so, I don't know if it smells like chicken, tastes like chicken. It's probably chicken. Don't you think it's kind of,
You think there's
suspicious?
skullduggery here? There's some
I
skullduggery?
think that they might be going, hey, look, he had surgery. We gave up 2 draft choices. He's, 30, 28, 30-ish, whatever.
Yeah.
It just happened so quickly. So that being said, we're going to catch up with Glenn Clark, who's part of Glenn Clark Radio in Baltimore, our former producer many, many years ago. We're going to catch up with him at 3:15. And I was texting him late at night. He was up. So he was doing a lot of homework, calling a lot of people, whatever. And he even said this is just kind of interesting how Trey was ready to go from the get-go. Now, they might have been talking to Trey.
I think so.
In the meantime, they had to have been.
Yeah.
So we'll track down Glenn Clark for all you Ravens fans and all you Bengals fans to see where your boy ended up at. So it's officially official. He's going to get paid.
A lot of executives around the league are saying they're not happy how this is all unfolded with the Ravens and how not only is it suspicious, but it's very frustrating the way they kept quiet and haven't made any statements.
And I can assure you the commissioner's office will get a look at this.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, they will take a look at it. I mean, I got to tell you, the body wasn't even cold until they made the decision to go with Trey Hendrickson.
They kicked him out of Baltimore in a hurry.
It was quickly.
Some other pass rusher news. Former Dolphins defensive end Bradley Chubb reached an agreement on a 3-year, $43.5 million deal worth up to $52.5 million, with $30 million of that guaranteed to go to the Buffalo Bills. So Bradley Chubb, that's a big splash for the Bills. That'll help them a lot on defense. They've lost a few guys on that side of the ball. And then another news I know we like to talk about, Brandon Ayuk and his troubles. With the new league year set to begin today, the 49ers are planning to release him this afternoon. And it is looking like he's going to go team up with his old ASU good friend and teammate, Jaden Daniels in Washington.
Yeah.
So Ayuk's going to kind of get a 1-year prove-it deal, see if he can figure out his troubles off the field and earn himself a contract next year. But it looks like San Fran has had their fair share of him and they're ready to move on.
I think for the Commanders, it's a flyer.
Yeah, why not?
It's a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Not a long-range commitment for him whatsoever. The interesting thing, though, with Ayuk is, will they pay the guarantee money because of what happened this last year? I got to imagine there's going to be some kind of grievance filed, whether it's San Francisco or it's Ayuk's people. But that thing did not end well at all. And to your point, Laz, I think he's got to clean up his mental irregularities. I really do. And for the Commanders, like, hey, look, if the guy shines and all of a sudden he really pops for us. But here's the thing. If he pops for you, how leery are you to re-sign him to a long term after this year, after seeing the shenanigans in San Francisco? Well, I mean, would Dan Quinn and that staff trust him? I don't know. I'd still be leery. I'd say the 1 year, let's see how it looks. How do you handle the on-field and off-field situations? Right. And then we'll discuss it next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good guy to give a prove-it deal to. He was close with Jake Daniels. We know what he can do when he's on the field and his mind is right. So I think it's a perfect guy to get a 1 year prove-it deal and see what he can do. But I agree. How do you give him $30, $40 million to trust that the same thing's not going to happen over again?
Talk about a guy that bet on himself. Danny Dimes.
He did.
Daniel Jones. What is it? 2 year, $88 million deal. Is it $60 million guaranteed?
Yeah, and they're saying it's 2 years, $100 million, $50 a year, the biggest 2 year contract in NFL history.
Total $100 million.
Yeah.
Base
Coming
salary.
off of an Achilles, that is some money.
His base salary's $42 million a year.
Just 42.
Mr. Paul Linkman.
So if I do the K-State math, I take half the taxes. I ended with, I don't know. Let's see here. $42 million net. I think I could live off that.
Just a few bucks.
Yeah.
Hey, Manuch, where are we going to be tomorrow?
We'll be at the Twin Peaks in Glendale.
And come and hang out with us. And we are all powered by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Don't forget, 3 to 6 at happy hour at Twin Peaks. Your March Mania Madness takes place at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money. A lot. And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, if you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines. Essentials choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rates reserved.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner and Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner and Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner and Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group.
Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2, we're in Northeast Mesa. Venezia's is where we are located today. Great crowd here. We're having a wonderful time because we love coming to Venezia's. Why? Well, it is real New York-style pizza, hand-tossed dough, fresh ingredients, massive slices, and delivery that actually shows up, and the food is smoking hot. Family-owned, family-loved. It's Venezia's. Grab a slice or feed the whole crew tonight. And we are here at the northeast corner in Mesa until 4 o'clock. But they got some specials.
Yeah, they sure do. And they got 7 value locations to serve you the Wednesday special 24 1-inch topping party pizza for only $28.99. It's a savings over $5 per pizza. Also, just a heads up, they are on campus. It's called Venezia's Pizza Presto. It's atop the Helmich Center at 7th Street in College. They are the official pizza sponsor of ASU Athletics. And also, join their catering club for large group or corporate catering food orders. All you have to do is just text catering to 411-247. That's catering to 411-247 for discounts and specials sent monthly, or just email them at catering@venencias.com to ask for the quote for parties of 50 or more.
All right, we're going to run through some of the top stories here in this segment, and there are lots of them. The big news, it is now official from the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray has been released. Laz had a report just a few minutes ago that it seems like the Minnesota Vikings are the leader in the clubhouse, Laz.
Yeah, it looks like Adam Schefter said, per source, he'd be overwhelmingly shocked if he doesn't end up with the Vikings. So that makes it seem like that.
And I'm sure there's been some background, back-to-room conversation.
Oh, sure.
You know, and I think that those are some of the things that when you look at, you know, why is this such a determining factor? Well, I think that those powers to be will probably figure it out. So I would be surprised if today or tomorrow or by the end of the week they'll have, I would think, the incentives worked out. Because the league minimum right now for Kyler Murray, I think, is $1.3 million for a quarterback position for a player that played 7 years.
Okay, now explain why he's only going to get the league minimum. If folks didn't understand, because he is guaranteed all of his money left of the contract.
That doesn't make any difference, Jimmy. Even if he was released without the money,
yes,
his league minimum, no matter who you are, whether you
that's
doesn't
what it
make
is.
any difference. So that's nothing to do with him signing for the league minimum. A lot of guys out there that have been released can sign for the league minimum, or what will happen is they'll work out some kind of a deal. So, yeah, he's going to get his cash, but it has nothing to do with them signing him for his league minimum. But what happens is they can build a bunch of incentives in that contract for all of a sudden Kyler Murray, he might be up to, I don't know, 10, 12, $15 million if he meets those incentives.
All right. My point basically that I was trying to say was that that's why they can get him so cheap, is because it's like Russell Wilson. When he went from Denver to the Steelers, the Broncos were still paying his contract. That's exactly what is taking place here. Zach Gallen is now official. He will be the starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks on opening day.
Yeah, for Arizona Sports 98.7 and Nick Pecoro, the other beat writers around the Valley. It said the Diamondbacks have named right-hander Zach Gallen their opening day starter. He'll make his 4th straight opening day start for the D-backs after re-signing with them just a few months ago now. But it was going to be Merrill Kelly. We know he had his deal, back injury, and all that stuff going on. So now they turned to Gallen for the 4th straight year, and I like that move.
In the last outing, he had 3 innings of no-hit baseball.
Right. Yeah.
He's looking sharp, and I think we kind of expected that Zach Gallen, once he got up to speed and got everything intact, that's going to be the opening day starter for this Diamondback team. I don't think anybody has any heartburn.
No,
I think moving on, there's also some noise out there that Corbin Carroll could be available for the opening series. And that's another one of those situations where the guy heals pretty quickly. So they're like, if he can go, fine. If not, he may miss, I don't know, maybe the opening series, and that's about it.
And that'll help. Sorry, real quick. That'll help because they're playing on NBC against the back-to-back world champs, the Dodgers, on opening night. But Gallen, a cool stat, he's going to become the 3rd pitcher in franchise history to start 4 opening day games, joining Randy Johnson and Brandon Webb.
Do we have any information on Corbin Burns, where is he looking right around the 4th of July after the All-Star break?
Yeah,
somewhere
it'll be
in there.
a couple months still, but if he can get healthy and be a good piece to that rotation and look like he did before the injury, that'll really, really go to some length for the D-backs.
College basketball today, round 2 of the Big 12 Conference Tournament in Kansas City. ASU got blasted by Iowa State. They lost by over 40. It was over by halftime. Afterwards, questions came up about Bobby Hurley. He says that he basically has not been informed by anybody about his status. The handwriting pretty much is on the wall. Jeff Goodman is a longtime respected college basketball scribe. Manuch, I'm going to drop this name on you because he's already got names that ASU should make contact with. It is former Sun Devil guard Derek Glasser. Glasser is currently an assistant coach at UC Santa Barbara. When he was at ASU, he was 2 seasons, and he played with James Harden.
I have no interest in that whatsoever. I don't think a lot of Sun Devil fans would either. I think that they've got to, if they want to take this program, get it to another level, and get them out of the doldrums of 500 basketball, or being predicted to be last in the Big 12, I really believe, I look at the guy at Miami of Ohio. I don't know what his current contract situation is. They're 31-0. They're entering the MEAC conference.
The MAC.
The MAC, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the MAC. They're entering that MAC conference. I'm going, that's a pretty good comp as far as if you want a guy that is a up-and-comer, a guy that can get a program turned around. But, folks, let's just face it. It doesn't make any difference who you bring in, unless you can go get the recruits, unless you can pay them. You got to empty the coffers if you want to turn this program, this basketball program, into a contending Big 12 team.
Preach, my brother.
The toughest conference in college basketball. So if you want to be mediocre, middle of the road, go get your Jim Bob Stevens or Eddie Joe or this assistant.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference. You got to go get dudes. If you're going to be able to compete and you're going to go jump on that Indy car and you're going to go an Indy car, you can't win if you're in a Saturn. Okay? That dog ain't going to hunt. So they got to pay. They got to pay. I don't care who you get. But I hope that Graham Rossini is looking. Hey, go get a loan. Go have Michael Crow give you a loan to pay a guy on a 5-year contract, pay him $3-4 million a year, and go pay these kids. Go poach these kids and get this team turned around. An example, go get the blueprint at Texas Tech. Go get the blueprint at Ohio State. Go get the blueprint at Michigan.
Yeah.
If you can't afford it, go get a loan. Because if you're afraid, like I always say, go get a dog.
I know. Laz, do you even know what a Saturn is?
Yeah, it's an older car.
Okay.
It's an older car.
We're driving around the road. Yeah,
Top's
definitely aren't
checking.
going to keep up with an Indy car.
No,
that's
you
for
won't.
sure.
Top speed's 55 versus 200 miles an hour. If you want to get lapped, you keep up what you're doing over there at ASU. Go turn the page, Graham Rossini.
There you go. Suns with a win last night in Milwaukee against the Bucks. Off today, they will play against the Pacers tomorrow night in Indianapolis. A solid win. They opened up that game in the fourth quarter. But
yeah, they did. It's nice to see the combination of Jalen Green and Devin Booker, third game in a row now, plus 50 on average between both of them. Was also good to see Royce O'Neal start to feel it. 7 for 11 three-point land, 21 points. He had the 5 rebounds. And the pace and tempo for this Suns team, I really felt was kind of that playoff pace and tempo.
Felt like it.
Problem was we're seeing the lapses on defense by this team. Now, Kuzma's a hell of a shooter. They got some shooters. By the way, when Giannis does the Euro step,
yeah,
can he go 25 feet on a Euro step?
Almost. That's how long his reach is with his
and he's
legs.
not traveling
No,
either.
it's a Euro step. He just makes it look like he's like going like 30 feet just in 2 steps.
He reminds me of Go-Go Gadget. The way he lengthens his arm and his legs. But I really feel that if the Suns are going to go deep, whether it's playing or playoff tournament, they've got to really shore up their defense. I mean, they're having a habitual, how would I put this, occurrence by giving up 60 points per half.
That's not good.
In the last 2 weeks. You cannot do that and expect yourself to go deep in any kind of playoff situation.
Laz, have you ever heard of the cartoon Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, we grew up with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I grew up with that.
Just check it.
Yeah.
Just check it. The boy's like 17.
But when I watched it when I was a kid, it was like a real life movie. It wasn't a cartoon anymore. So it was real actors.
Oh, you saw
But
the
I had
movie.
the DVDs. Yeah.
Okay.
You know who the voice of the cartoon was?
No.
Don Adams.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
That would be Get Smart, and you would never.
I also
know what
saw Get Smart, the new movie.
Yeah.
With Steve Carell
You
and
get
Anne
there.
Hathaway.
Have you ever
in the loop?
Yeah, exactly. We're glad to hear that. Between you and Connor, the movies that you guys have not seen, like Stripes, or have you seen Rudy?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
hallelujah.
Every time Rudy comes on air, me and Connor are back in the studio. Rudy.
Suffice to say, in the sense of got to short that defense moving.
They do. They do. Last night, NBA history, 83 points. Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat. Last 6 minutes or so of the game were just dreadful to watch. However, he did score 83. So, Manuch, I'm thinking of you because my esteemed colleague, when I always reference Major League Baseball, and I say, who is the all-time home run hitter, my esteemed colleague says?
Hank Aaron.
Yeah. He does not honor Barry Bonds.
No, never will.
Even though in the record books it says Barry Bonds. Last night, the Kobe people were going crazy. Kobe has the record. No, he doesn't have the record. He had no record. He was number 2. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. Then there were people online saying, who the hell is Wilt Chamberlain? And we don't, where's the video?
There's no video, by the way.
There's no video of that. I'm telling you, people have no freaking clue what is happening sometimes in the sports world. Now, I'll ask you this. You and I are both older. I mean, I'm really old. But
you're ancient, I'm old, and Laz is young.
Yeah, that's it. I'll ask you this then, both guys. And that is, because something like this happens with what Bam did last night, in your estimation, why is it that the first thing that we do instead of congratulate, we rip it apart?
I don't get that. I don't think, I didn't rip it apart. I'm like, that's a hell of a feat. I don't care if we're playing a G League team. From what he did, and you look at the scoring, we'd have 43 free throws.
Right. That's the big consternation right there.
He got to the line, and, if you're playing the worst team in the NBA, the Wizards, you take advantage. He still had to hit his shot. He was 7 for 22. He was dang near 48% field goal percentage, going to the rack, earning his shots, played the entire game. Hell, he damn near played the entire game. I commend him. I mean, 83 points versus air is very tough. So I commend him. He passes Kobe. It's still a long ways, when you think about 17 points away from Will. So those are some of the things you go, wow, that's a hell of a feat. 83 points in a game. I don't care who you're playing.
All right, lads, you are in the generation that just can't deal with anything.
I think it's because of my generation, because of social media. You see so many differing opinions. And then, like you said at the end or before the show started, you threw up 43 shots, and he made 20 of them, so he still shot at a good clip. But it was almost like him just barreling down the lane with guys hugging him, triple teaming him. It almost felt not legit towards the end, like they were just pushing him to get all those extra points.
Well, yeah, that's
so
what
it
they
was
do.
incredible to watch. I still thought it was awesome, but people make cases on social media. Oh, that was BS. He was forcing shots. He didn't get them up as easy as guys like Kobe and Wilt. Now, is he in the same tier as the guys like Kobe and Wilt? No, not even close. But it's cool to be in the history books with those guys. But social media tears it all up.
He is now the number 2 all-time scorer behind Wilt Chamberlain in the NBA record books. That segment presented by our great association with attorneys Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Once again, Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Hey, look, we're going to be at DraftKings Sportsbook at DPC in Scottsdale for March Mania. It's going to be next Wednesday. It's March 18th. You can come and hang out. You can make your wagers. You can talk brackets and all of the madness with us. We're all going to be there. March Mania. It's all going to take place at DraftKings at DPC Scottsdale beginning next Wednesday. All right, when we come back, we're going to do a little sports shuffle. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like. Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At White Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WhiteToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WhiteToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WhiteToyota.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now back to the guys live from one of the 7 Valley Venezia's Pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
All right, we are back, and we're hanging out here at Venezia's northeast corner here in Mesa. Great crowd already on hand. And we are going to kind of roll through a lot of stories right now. And some of the
shuffle here,
We're
Jimmy.
going to shuffle.
You do shuffle.
I do.
Through stuff.
I do. I'm known for that. I'm a shuffling kind of guy.
Jimmy's gate. You can hear Jimmy from a mile away. He's shuffling to the studio.
Yep.
You
I
hear
don't
Jimmy?
hurry. I don't have to hurry, Manuch. I'm not hurrying.
What they always get Jimmy about, I can walk behind him.
Yes.
I can lap him 4 or 5 times, or I'll take a nap trying to watch him as he shuffles down the road.
Damn right. And I'm damn proud of it, too. Iowa State.
You should be happy you're up and shuffling.
Hey,
anyway.
I am, man.
You'll take it.
Hey, at 92, I'm still rocking. 49-point loss by the Sun Devils today.
Wow.
I wasn't even going to do the score. I'm not going to give the score. 49-point loss. It is the largest loss in Big 12 tournament history. It was dreadful. The game was over, Manuch, by halftime.
Yeah, it was over in the first. Really, I felt the first 10 minutes of the game. To tell you the truth,
Okay.
Jimmy. The 6 turnovers off the bat. Sun Devils could barely get a shot off. You basically have got Iowa State. It's just they are smothering ASU on both ends of the court. Defensively, they can't even get a shot off. The one thing was very impressive though. Iowa State, their coach must have said you got to have 5 guys touch the ball. Like we had Little League basketball, right? Junior high over there at Mount Carmel, junior high school, Rural and Broadway, 7th and 8th grade. Coach Dale telling us 5 guys got to touch the basketball before you get a shot. I've never seen Iowa State move the ball like that. They're usually hoisting threes.
They are.
From all over the place. Hey, this was an impressive win. The Devils were out of gas. The dam finally broke. I thought they held it together. Yeoman's like they won 5 out of the last 7 games. I give them credit. But at this point in time, you saw a whole different gear, a whole different onslaught by Iowa State to take the Devils down.
All right, so Bobby Hurley did not talk about getting fired. We all know that it is coming. He basically said he has had no conversations about that yet. So when they come back, we are obviously sure that that will indeed take place. Manuch, I know that you would like to at least have Arizona State make a call to Miami of Ohio's head coach, who right now is undefeated as they are playing in the MAC tournament.
Or somebody from a successful Division I program.
Okay.
I mean,
You don't want an assistant at a small
No,
school?
you go after a head coach.
Yeah.
We're going to catch up with former NAU head basketball coach Mike Adris at 3:30. I want to get his thoughts about who he thinks would be one of those coaches that's out there.
Okay.
He could talk to us about assistant coaches.
Yeah.
He's still very well dialed in. He's watching the tournament. He still stays in contact with the Coaches Association. He'll be able to tell you who's a good coach. Now, the other side of that, Jimmy B, is can they pony up the cash? Can they keep Jock? Can they keep a couple other guys that are solid players? But you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, what are you going to let you're going to see 9, 10 guys leave because Bobby's leaving and you can only pay 2 or 3 of them? That's not going to work. I mean, you'll see a repeat of this, unless you go hire a guy that can get some outstanding recruits. You can pay him a fair market wage. But until then, this program right now, I can say it, it's about 3, 4, 5 years behind the best of the Big 12. Now, they did a great job of competing.
They tried.
They did a good job. They beat Texas Tech.
Yep.
They've got 5 quad wins.
Yeah.
5. That says a lot about Bobby Hurley and his staff. It says a lot about these young men. But if you're going to be an overachieving type of program, day in and day out, that won't sustain you. I mean, I look at the top 10, top 15 teams in the nation. They're consistent. They're good ballers. They're deep. They got good players. And guess what? They're paying them all very, very well.
They are.
So it's going to be for Graham Rossini, all I can say is good luck, good bowling. And until you can go to your guys out there, your alumni, or all the people that are out there to pony up and get some dudes in this. I mean, dudes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Manuch, it's the best basketball conference in the nation, the Big 12.
I look at the top 25 right now. ASU can compete with maybe those from 15 on, they can compete, but they're not going to be able to beat those top 25 teams on a regular basis.
No, that's correct.
I mean, it's 500 basketball.
Yes, they're
mediocre
on 500
basketball.
team. Yep, that's
So
what they are.
that it's not going to work unless you make a concerted effort to go get an outstanding coach. You got to poach him and go pay these players. That's the only way you're going to get this program off the dime.
In the National Football League, as we do the sports shuffle for you right now, the deal that the Ravens had for Max Crosby with the Raiders fell through. So they kicked Max Crosby to the curb, and then it felt like within minutes, Manuch, they went out and signed Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati for a huge dollar.
And it was quick.
Yes.
So I don't know. You know how your gut kind of senses something? It just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
I mean, he got there. Max Crosby's coming off surgery. You know that, he's probably not 100%. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
And he gets there, and they say, nah, we're going to nix the deal, send him back to the Las Vegas Raiders. And to your point, soon enough, you got Trey Hendrickson signing a 4-year, $112 million deal, worth up to $120 million with incentives. That's according to Adam Schefter. So this still includes $60 million fully guaranteed and a $20 million signing bonus. At least that's what Adam Schefter is reporting from ESPN. Well, wow. Hell, the damn body's not even cold yet, and you've already got somebody else up and at it. I don't know. When we catch up with Glenn Clark out of Baltimore, Glenn Clark Radio at 3:15, I think he'll probably have a pretty good idea of what happened.
You guys will think this is interesting. Ian Rappaport just less than 5 minutes ago tweeted, from free agency frenzy, the Ravens initially planned to sign Trey Hendrickson and trade for Max Crosby, not one or the other.
Wow.
So say that again.
They were going to
They
get
originally
both of
planned
them.
on signing him and trading for Crosby. It was not a fall through, and then they transitioned.
I'm not buying that.
Maybe they're trying to cover their tracks.
I think you're right. I'm calling BS on that.
That's a possibility.
I don't know what their cap numbers are.
Yeah.
I am not. Trust me. Look, no, that dog ain't gonna hunt. Come on, Raven. You're digging your hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
You know, when I'm hungry for steak, I'm going to tell you exactly where I go. It is Rodizio Brazilian Steakhouse. That's where I go. I'm a steak lover because they give you unlimited steak. I'm serious. Unlimited. I'm talking about thick cut, thin cut, top sirloin, tri-tip, the entire works. It is awesome to go there, and they bring it right to your table. And I'm still thinking about it. I was just there a couple of days ago. You need to check it out. It is Rodizio Grill Brazilian Steakhouse, where they bring you huge skewers of meat right to your table. Now, they've got a place in Mesa and another one in North Scottsdale. Don't miss out. They're authentic. They're generous, and they are awesome. So check them out online, rodizio.com. That's rodizio.com. All right, when we come back, campus quickies, everybody. We've got it for you, but right now, an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The season's officially over for the Arizona State Sun Devils as they've been eliminated this morning from the Big 12 Conference Tournament after a 91-42 loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. Despite reports he won't be retained, head coach Bobby Hurley says he hasn't been formally told that he's out. One name to watch as the job opens up, if it opens up, is former Sun Devil guard Derek Glazer, now an assistant at UC Santa Barbara, and he played alongside James Harden in Tempe from 2007 to 2009. This report coming from Jeff Goodman of the Field 68. Meanwhile, the Arizona Diamondbacks have named Zach Gallen their opening day starter, and the Cardinals have re-signed running back Zonovan Knight and signed safety Andrew Wingard. Attention, Sun Devil fans. Venezia's Pizzeria is the official partner of the Sun Devil Athletics, so grab a giant slice of pepperoni or cheese at every ASU home game. Venezia's, nothing like it.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Hi, everybody. Jody Jackson here. Spring is around the corner, and you know what's next, the summer heat. But you could be swimming in your spectacular new Presidential Pool, and now is the time to start planning. Presidential Pools has in-house financing to help make your backyard paradise a reality. They are Arizona's #1 pool builder with some of the best warranties in the industry. They are committed to providing total customer satisfaction. Be sure to check out their massive pool park for inspiring ideas. Make your pool the place to be this summer. Go to presidentialpools.com.
Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out here. Venezia's at the northeast corner of Mesa. Great crowd all day today, and we are here at until 4 o'clock. All right, let's talk Sun Devils. Let's do it right now. Hood Rubino is coming up. And you can follow him on X at Devils Digest. That's at the Devils Digest. Oh, welcome. Manuch and I have already beat up the 49-point loss. There's no need to go into that at any length. They were a 500 team this season, meaning the Sun Devils. And even though Bobby Hurley indicated that he had not yet heard from Graham Rossini, the writing is on the wall. When do you expect an announcement?
Yeah, as far as an official announcement, I mean, it probably won't come before tomorrow. I mean, maybe a slight chance it could happen today, but I was able to confirm with a couple individuals as I was waiting for this interview with you guys that indeed Bobby Hurley has been placed on administrative leave, basically saying in another way that they're going to let his contract run out. So the search for the ASU coaching job already has been going on for a few weeks. And as my network reported earlier this week, that Bobby Hurley was not expected to return. And now it's maybe not an official statement by the school yet, but it's basically a done deal. And look, guys, it's really no surprise. We knew in the preseason it really was going to be NCAA tournament or bust for Bobby Hurley. And sure enough, that's what's materializing.
Oh, as ASU turns the page, where do they go from here? It looks like they're not spending the money to go get dudes throughout the lineup. Do you go after an assistant coach? You go after a D1 coach? You go poach a coach? From what you could gather, what's kind of the game plan from here, if there is one?
Well, look, I mean, I think Graham Rossini, being, a fairly new AD and really has not been tasked for hiring this big of a head coaching job, it's really somewhat of the unknown over here. Could Graham Rossini go out of the box? I would not rule out at all. I mean, I know there's already reports out there, and I can tell you that earlier this week we've been talking about Derek Glasser, the former Arizona State player, who does have the backing of James Harden as being somebody that ASU is considering. I'm not going to say the leading candidate, but that would be one example of being out of the box thinking, because he's an assistant coach at UC Santa Barbara. I know there are a couple of NBA coaches, mainly assistants, that ASU is looking at. I know that the names of Randy Bennett, who, as you know, grew up here in Mesa, Arizona, Greg McDermott, who has some ties to the Valley, those are names that are also going to be brought up. So it's really anybody's guess what is going to be the direction that Graham Rossini goes into. But I really think you should expect anything and everything in terms of the different approaches that ASU is going to take, and be interesting to see who they settle on.
I think you could go get the resurrection of Dean Smith to come on this program right now, and I don't care who you have, Ode. My question for Graham Rossini, we'll try to track him down. Do you have the cachet? Do you have the cash to go be competitive in the Big 12? That's the bottom line when you watch these teams right now, especially the top 25. They've got the cash to compete. So whether Roy Williams or Bill, whoever you get, I think it's irrelevant who the coach is. You got to get the cash to go get players.
And that's why the Derek Glasser angle is a very interesting one. James Harden is going to throw all his weight behind that candidacy, both not only with the NIL that he's going to provide, but also leveraging his business contacts and really even fostering new donors for ASU basketball. They either donated a smaller amount until now, or maybe didn't pay it at all. So I agree with you 100%. NIL is going to dictate everything. That's the most benign statement you can make about any hire in college basketball, not only here in Tempe. So that's why that's one name that you definitely want to keep a close eye on, because without NIL, especially in arguably the best conference in the nation, you really don't have a standing chance of making the NCAA tournament even every other year.
Thank you, Hope. Great information as always, pal. You have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There you go. Let's go to Tucson. Steve Rivera joins us right now, Sports Talk Show host, Fox Sports 1450. You can follow him on X, Steve Rivera 95. That's Steve Rivera 95. All right, Steve. So U of A's had a chance to kind of sit back and chill for a little bit because they got the double bye. Have they been off for too long, or has this been a good rest for guys to kind of heal up from little injuries?
Yeah, the most important part that they needed was the rest up. Now, it seems they practiced yesterday or today before they head out there, or they're out there now. They're waiting for the results for today. But the rest is much needed, given the long schedule, the success of the schedule. Koa probably needs to, just get more healthy and all these little lingering things from, Burries or the others. Yeah, I think the best thing is rest.
And then this game tomorrow at noon, and we talk about this team, everybody getting back on the same page. You talked about Koa Pete. Hopefully he's back on the same page. What has been the main situation as far as sustaining this team game in and game out, Steve?
Well, that's a good question. In fact, I was going to talk to Tommy Lloyd about that next week when we get him back here. I think it's the chemistry. It started early, like way early in the summer. That's never wavered, given that everybody can have success and nobody's going to be upset about, I'm not getting mine or whatever. That's been, pick a poison, pick a player, and somebody shows up. I think the chemistry is number one, and they're all talented. If you look at the spot, just every position, they all play their roles fantastically well.
Hello, Steve. You there?
Are you there?
Yep, go ahead. Yep, go ahead. We got you back. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so the chemistry, and that they play their positions very, very well. 1 to 5, 1 to 7, in fact, where if you get a sub come in, you don't lose anything. A Walker comes in, you got your enforcer, If Anthony DeLorso comes in, you got a shooter.
Well, Tommy Lloyd, Coach of the Year, Awaka, Sixth Man of the Year in the Big 12. Look, this team is loaded. They are Final Four bound. And would you say Final Four or bust?
I would say Final Four bust, yes. Well, according to you, they're Final Four bound. So I'm going to reserve my ticket right now then.
Yeah, Jimmy's speaking the gospel right now,
Yeah.
Steve. Before we let you go, Jimmy alluded to, are they staying sharp? Are they pushing it? Is Tommy Lloyd doing anything different this year than teams in the past?
That's a good question. Another one. I don't think so. I think, one of the things that he did over the summer, he made it public that he really liked this team. It goes back to my chemistry thing, that he really liked this team. He let them play, let them make mistakes. So not really. I don't think so. He just has better cohesive talent to work with compared to the past. And that's not saying the other guys didn't have that. Well, this team is different. This team is definitely different. Now the problem is you're going to be judged after this weekend.
The other thing, we had Casey Jacobson on last week, and then Miles Simon, watching him talk about this U of A team during the halftime there on ESPN. They both have concluded this is the most mature group of three freshmen on this U of A team that they've seen come down the pike in many, many years. Why would that be, Steve?
Are they saying that here in Arizona or overall?
Well, Casey Jacobson, he's a national broadcaster. Miles Simon, national broadcaster, former U of A Wildcat. I think just this particular group of freshmen at U of A.
Yeah, it's been good. Not since 1991, 92, when Arizona had 5 freshmen all coming together as they had this type of freshman. But come on, I did a story maybe 2-3 months ago, and I questioned. I said, "Can I see your IDs just to prove that you guys are young?" Because Pachenkov is like a 25-year-old, 20-year dude. Like, don't mess with me. Colin is the same dude. He don't mess with me. And Burries was like, go ahead and mess with me and see what I got.
Let me ask you quickly, has there been any talk from the players or the coaches about the LED floor that the Big 12 is using?
I haven't seen yet, but that's not, to get on the court tomorrow at noon, we'll see what that entails. If that's the church court or whatever. How did Bobby handle that today? It didn't look good today.
No, they struggled.
Yeah,
they really did.
It was over at halftime. Yeah, that was awful.
It wasn't the court. It was a team called the Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Hey, this has been a fantastic season to cover with all these great teams. If you're not ready for the tournament after this regular season, then you're not going to be ready.
I'm with you on that 100%. Enjoy, pal. Thank you as always.
Be well, guys. Thank you.
There you go. Steve Rivera, everybody. You can find him on X. Steve Rivera 95. Okay, so I've been watching it, obviously, on TV. I found the court bothersome when I first watched it. And then when I was watching later and then watching today, I kind of found it unique. So I'm going from one area to the next.
I thought it was cool. I mean,
Okay.
And then at halftime, they're showing highlights on
the court.
I mean, that was so cool. I really liked it. High tech meeting the basketball court. And, it's obviously they don't light it up. They light it up during the timeouts and halftime. I really felt that they kind of took a page from what's the NBA? Is it the little championship they have?
The tournament, the in-season tournament.
Yeah, the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
I think they stole a page of the court from there, which I think is refreshing.
Yeah.
The students love it. I thought it was pretty cool. From all indications, the players, it didn't bother them at all.
The only thing I heard was it was a little slippery at times.
Yeah.
But that was day one, and I didn't see that in today's game. So maybe they went out and treated it to get that
it was
out.
kind of a plexiglass kind of court.
Yeah.
There was a little slip. They said they got a lot of that straightened out, but I thought it was very cool. Very, very attention-getting. When you see highlights
on the court
at halftime.
Yeah. Hey, Campus Quickies presented by All City Towing. It's All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company, and they're hiring drivers, dispatchers, and customer service pros. They pay exceptionally well, and they have wonderful benefits. I'll just give you one. A monthly fuel allowance. Yep, you get that when you're working for All City Towing. And if you're interested, here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, coming up, Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the Indy Colts, got paid. Trey Hendrickson, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, is now a Raven. And the big deal for Max Crosby with the Raiders is next. We've got it all for you coming up next at our Football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
This week at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, it's the TaylorMade Fitting and Bonus Trade-in event March 12th through the 15th. The new TaylorMade QI 4D driver family is TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable driver line. Take advantage of the 50% bonus trade-in towards your new purchase. Swing into Vans Golf Shops or book your fitting online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Now back to the guys live from one of the Seven Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging at Venezia's. Northeast Mesa is where we are located today, and we are here until 4 o'clock. Time now for the State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. State 48 Roofing. Oh, you better get them and have them come over for a free roof inspection before you get leaks. Keep your roof sexy. With State 48 Roofing, it's Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Easiest way, check them out online. State48roofing.com. State48roofing.com or call them at 480-268-4509. Here's the question. After Miami Heat's Bam Adebayo, that's what I said.
You scored
Adebayo scored 83 points last night. Did you hear me, Manuch?
Adebayo.
80. No, Adebayo.
Yeah, attaboy.
No, you're saying Adebayo. No,
Adebayo.
it's Adebayo. It's 83 points last night.
AD, not AB.
83 points last
AB.
night. Do you feel that Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point performance can ever be broken? You have two options. No, I disagree with this. Defenses are much better. No, that's not it. It's just almost impossible to break that record. No, even though they have a three-point line now, or two, yes, the three-point line will contribute. All you got to do is just go on X, Roc and Manuch, and cast your vote. Where are you leaning, Manuch?
You know what? I don't think it'll ever be broken, whether you get the three-point line or not.
Yeah, I'm with
It's
you.
just I'm kind of leaning that way.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to a couple random facts of the day. Speaking of basketball, Shaquille O'Neal missed more than a few free throws over his career. He missed 5,317 to be exact. That's right, 5,317 to be exact. Here's an interesting fact. Prairie View A&M's football team had a little bit of a rough patch for a little bit.
Okay.
From 1989 to 1998, the football team lost 80 straight games. What? Which stands as the longest consecutive losing streak in sports history.
How many?
Yeah, 80 straight games. And last but not least, former home run king Roger Maris was never intentionally walked the year he hit.
Are you kidding?
61 home runs.
You're kidding me.
Never intentionally walked the year he hit that goal. Way back to 1961, he hit 61 home runs.
Man, I could remember them walking Barry Bonds with the bases loaded because they didn't want to.
They used to walk Mickey Mantle intentionally to get to Roger Maris. Never the other way around. So never intentionally walked when he hit the initial record of 61 home runs.
Unbelievable. Football at 50 right now for you. It's all presented by Twin Peaks. 5 Valley locations. We're going to be at the Glendale location tomorrow, and it's all powered by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. And don't forget, Twin Peaks headquarters for March Mania. It's Twin Peaks, 5 locations in the valley. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Manuch, what do you got?
Well, right now, there's a couple moves. The Cardinals made a couple moves. There's been some re-signings. Laz has been over there slaving over the free agency tracker. All right, Laz, what do you got over there?
A couple local moves here. Arizona Cardinals are signing safety Andrew Wingard, nicknamed Dewey Wingard, to a 1-year deal for Jeremy Fowler's ESPN. It's 7th-year starter, and he was a starter last season in Jackson.
You know, I remember that overtime game against the Cardinals. He had a pretty decent game, especially in overtime. But that kid's all over the place. Kind of a safety with his hair on fire kind of guy that they'll blitz him. Not really good in coverage, but he's the guy that replaced Jalen Thompson.
They need a lot of help in the secondary.
He's very active and very aggressive.
Yeah, and he's been around. This will be his 8th year next year, so they got a guy back there with a veteran presence that'll help them. Then in long snapper news, the Arizona Cardinals are signing former Giants long snapper Casey Kreider, 35-year-old, leaving the Giants after 5 seasons. So Aaron Brewer will no longer be the Cardinals.
I haven't seen a Brewer re-sign with anybody. Did he re-sign with anybody?
I don't know, but he must not be re-signing because I assume the Cardinals aren't taking on 2 long snappers.
No, that's not going to happen. I'm just saying, I mean, did he outprice himself in the marketplace?
Right.
I mean, he could have came back for, I don't know, a buck more than he was playing there. Very, very interested because you know how those kickers, I would say the field goal kickers more than anybody, man, you got to have that holder. You got to have that snapper. So very interesting to see how that combination.
Aaron Brewer has not signed anywhere, but Darren Urban says might be the end for veteran Aaron Brewer.
Oh,
and I assume it will be.
Yeah. I think our good buddy Dale Hellisray snapped for like 18, 19 years.
Yeah.
Brewer's got at least 5 more years left in him.
He keep going until he's 60.
Oh, those Cardinals, those business decisions.
Manuch, when you were playing, were the kickers, the goofiest guys on the team?
They're
didn't go near them, right?
They're about a half a bubble left to plumb. Yeah, they're like you just kind of leave them alone. You got obviously I always have those laces at either 9 o'clock or noon.
Right.
Ray Finkel. You just kind of you had everything to be perfect. No, it was. I don't know. It's just like see the ball, kick the ball, make the field goal.
Yeah.
For some reason, when you're Buffalo, it's a little different because of the wind and the cold. But yeah, they're just a little odd. Let's just say that.
Since we're talking kickers, I might as well stick with the theme. The Giants signed Jason Sanders, who is Miami's longtime kicker. He's one of the better kickers in the league, so that'll be a good pickup for the Giants, kicking some field goals.
Kickers are getting paid these days.
Yeah, they are. Brandon Aubrey got paid over there with
He did.
CC's Cowboys. And then to the other side of the coast, the runner-ups of the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots, they signed 3-time Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard. So he's leaving the Chicago Bears to sign a 1-year, $9 million deal. Some good veteran presence.
So your Bears, one and done there, lads? I mean, everybody's leaving for greener pastures.
Yeah, why are they
more
leaving?
dinero?
Yeah, it was known that there was a lot of guys that were going to be free agents after this year, and you got to hope that Ryan Poles, the general manager over there, knows what he's doing and he's using the cap space wisely. But yeah, there's a lot of guys in that secondary, especially
keep the
walking out
band
the door.
together,
Yeah,
man.
they've also brought a lot of guys in though, and they know they're going to have to pay Caleb big time in a couple of years. So we'll see what happens.
So you throw the baby out with the bathwater, huh?
Yeah,
You had
here we
you
go.
had a good 1-year run there, big fella.
Hey, the
Show
Bears,
while you can.
Bears signed Khalif Raymond though, and he was used in a very funky ways, so to say, with the Lions.
I mean, what's next? You move to Indiana?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that would be it.
Maybe.
Let me say something. I read a couple stories.
Yep.
And I talked to a couple people that kind of know some of those big hitters. That move is closer than you think.
Yeah.
Chicago Bear.
Yeah.
They're tired of trying to go through these contract negotiations and dealing with Pritzker and those guys in Illinois. They just want to figure this out and stamp it down and start building because they're investing a lot of
Now,
money.
I know that Kevin Warren's doing all he can to keep you guys in Chicago,
Yeah.
Pacific Chicago, but there's some very tempting situations in Indiana that are getting him leaning that way. So, I mean, I know it's not over, right? But enjoy your 1-year playoff run. Enjoy your team while you can there, big fella.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. But there's guys, like I said yesterday, a lot of guys are going out the door. A lot of guys are coming in. So we'll see what happens.
Just like the Bears football team.
Yep.
Going out the door.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to have a conversation with Baltimore podcaster Glenn Clark. He's coming up next because it is wacky what has happened between the Ravens and the Raiders. And then at the bottom of the hour, back to college basketball. Former NAU head coach Mike Idris is going to be our guest. We're here at Venezia's in Northeast Mesa. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620 98.7 FM, HD2, and on the Arizona Sports Center.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 prescriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same day pickup.
That's good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx, not insurance.
Howdy, everybody. This is rodeo announcer Doug Mathis for Sanderson Ford Cave Creek Pro Rodeo, March 26th through the 29th. You know what goes great with rodeo? Ford Truck Month at Sanderson Ford.
Save on a Ford F-150. Now available with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and 0 payments for 90 days on all remaining 2025 models.
Don't miss the Cave Creek Rodeo and don't miss Truck Month at Sanderson Ford.
Requires financing with Ford Motor Credit OAC. Offers expire 3/31/26.
Space Solutions didn't start in a warehouse. It started at a kitchen table. When Noah and Jen's kids were little, they dreamed of building something crafted with their own hands. Over 20 years later, those kids work alongside their parents, helping Arizona families transform closets, garage, pantries, laundry rooms, and more. If you have a dream space, they can build it. Space Solutions, a family legacy and the experts in custom closets crafted in Arizona. Call today or book your free design consult at spacesolutionsaz.com. That's spacesolutionsaz.com.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, final hour. We last here until 4 o'clock. We're at Venezia's Northeast in Mesa, having a great time here today. And they have special. Manuch, what do you got?
Yeah, we're at the southwest corner of Higley and McKellips, Northeast Mesa. The big special of every Wednesday, 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. That's a savings over $5 per pizza. And never forget, every Tuesday, it's a slice of every Tuesday, the Italian Stallion. Get you one slice, get you a salad, get you some wings, and you are set.
Is it named after you and Roc?
Roc and that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you to Dom many years ago, because they have been, Venezia's Pizzeria have been a sponsor. When Dom opened up with just one location. I believe the Millen Southern location was the very first one.
Okay.
They now have 7 locations throughout the valley. Matter of fact, they have a brand new one on campus, about a year and a half old. That's called Venezia's Pizza Presto. Now, it's atop the Helmick Center, right there at 7th Street in College. They have the official pizza sponsor of ASU Athletics. And also just mentioned daily specials available at all locations. They have 5 amazing slide specials for under $10.75. Upgrade your drink to beer or wine, and you can smell the sweet smell of the baked ziti, baked lasagna. Add some meatballs to that. Woo. Man, you got an Italian going on. Just like that Italian going on that they had versus the USA team. Oh, congrats to the Italians for smoking the USA team. Matter of fact, if you mention if you say Italy, baseball, I don't know, they might give you a cup of ice or something like that for free. All that going on at Venezia's Pizzeria around the valley.
8-6 was the final in that game last night. The Paisanos at one time led 8-0. The USA made it interesting, and then Aaron Judge struck out in the bottom of the 9th inning to end that contest. Manuch, if indeed Italy wins today, if they beat Mexico, the USA will get in. If Italy loses, Mexico has to score at least 5 runs because of their tiebreakers in order for the USA to get in. If Mexico doesn't, the USA is out.
And I thought yesterday, we talked about this game. Last night, I'm sitting there going, okay, the USA should cruise. I'm thinking, 10-2, 10-3. But no, when you have a lineup like this, you got Marseille at center field. You got Berti at second base. Who? Pasquantino at first base. Canzoni, the DH. DeCenzo at third base. Teal, the catcher. The Orazio, the pinch runner / catcher. Caglione at right field. And Antonucci, who is 1 for 3.
I'm going to order that.
Exactly. Had a couple of base hits. To your point, Jimmy B, they get beat. That'd be the USA.
Yeah.
Down 8-0 at one time. They were down 8-0 as they go into the 6th inning before they finally get on the board. You get a home run, get a couple runs. They start to make their run.
They did.
And in the bottom of the 9th, with 2 runners on, Aaron Judge at the plate, he goes down swinging. They lose 8-6. So all of those gyrations, hieroglyphics, misogyny, minutia that you brought up. They got to hope that they have to dodge a big missile.
They do.
And that they get some runs against Mexico.
You better hope that Italy wins. So you better call your paisanos there and tell them how important it is for them to win tonight.
They need to go make Mexico an offer they can't refuse. That's what they need to do. I mean, I'm a proud Italian. Trust me.
You are.
But I am shocked.
Yeah.
To see this. I mean, you got McLean started. He barely lasts 3 innings. He gives up 3 runs. He gave up the 2 dingers, as you mentioned.
Yep.
I mean, they give up 3 home runs to this Italian team. They basically struck out 11. Not bad. But the thing, they only gave up 6 hits. But 3 of those are dingers with runners on.
Yeah.
And very, very lackluster performance by the Americans, who some thought would cruise, aside from playing Mexico.
Yeah.
And they still might dodge a bullet and meet Mexico, who knows, in the final. But, I got to imagine that they're lighting a lot of candles around a lot of churches there in Houston. And wherever they are, they have some prayers answered in tonight's Mexico-Italy game.
All right. The Sun Devils got blown away, literally, by the Cyclones. Notice that? Blown away?
I got it.
Okay, cool. They lost by 49. Yes, you heard me, 49. We're not really going to get into the game. I thought it was very interesting.
Let me add to that.
Okay.
You could put a fork in the Sun Devils. Right?
Good resist. I know. I understand. We had Hope Rabito on earlier from Devil's Digest, and he basically has come out and said, yes, Bobby Hurley will no longer be the coach. He's guessing it'll probably be announced maybe by tomorrow.
Yeah, he had some reliable sources, he said, from the administration that said that the inevitable is coming for Bobby Hurley, that he will be reportedly relieved of his duties as the head basketball coach for Arizona State University. And that edict, tournament, NCAA tournament or bust, was on the table.
It was.
From the good game. Myself, you, and Rock, we all talked about that this team, barring a miracle, needed to be above 500 basketball team, but they would have to cruise and literally probably have to win, if not at least make it to the final of the Big 12 tournament, if they were to get any kind of a nod for the NCAA tournament. Short of that, looks like Bobby Hurley is going to be gone, reportedly, allegedly. And once that announcement comes out, I think the sooner the better. So I think they'll have the courtesy for Bobby to get home, flying back to Kansas City today or tomorrow. I think that Graham Rossini, the athletic director, brings Bobby into the office. Basically, left it's the last year of your contract. We're not going to renew your contract. And start looking to hire somebody for this ASU program that can go get recruits and go get somebody that can go ahead and contribute to the coffers to go pay and go get the players on this campus.
Manuch, I offered a name to you, and it was Derek Glasser, who played with James Harden here at ASU. He is an assistant coach at UC Santa Barbara. Then we had Hode Rabino on the show. He also mentioned Glasser as a big-time potential candidate. And the reason is, this ties into what you just talked about. They need money. They need money, meaning ASU, to go get players on the NIL. The word is Glasser, James Harden are very close still. And if Glasser becomes head coach, James Harden will open up and fund some of that NIL money so you could get better players, so you can be competitive in the Big 12 conference.
So I guess if I'm Derek Glasser, and I'm taking this job on, and what you say about, Harden, his buddy, is true. I mean, is James Harden going to kick in $5-6 million?
Don't know.
So I would need to commit to James Harden to say, James, if I take this gig, what kind of money are you comfortable contributing? Because I'm not going to go in and take this job to bail. I'm going to go in to make sure that I go pay at least 3 or 4 dudes.
You got to get dudes.
I got to get dudes. I got to get 2 or 3 dudes.
Yep.
I got to pay them anywhere from $1.5 million to $3 million. Look at the kid at BYU. The freshman making what, $4.5 million?
Yes.
And then
Abonsa.
Yeah, Abonsa. Look at the kids at Texas Tech. Those kids are making $1 million to $4 million overall. So if I'm serious, I go to James and say, James, I've done my research, I've done my homework. If I'm going to be a team that's looking to try to win a Big 12 championship, or at least get above, I have a team that's above 500, I'm going to need X amount of money to go get some dues.
Agree.
Or go pay them X amount of money in order to be more than competitive. I don't want to be competitive. I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
Yes, Con.
The only thing I have to say to that, though, Manuch, would be James Harden already has done this. He helped out last year when Bobby Hurley was on the hot seat. He provided money to Arizona State. So someone else has to be willing to help. It can't just be James Harden you're asking for money from.
No.
Arizona State has tons of alumni that can help out.
Well, that's the whole key. Now, if he's the one I'll be, but I'm saying I get that. I understand that. I know Nap Lawrence has contributed mightily to the basketball program. And he's contributed mightily to the football program. But you need a culmination of not only a Harden, a Nap Lawrence. I mean, we're not talking $2 or $3 million. You look at these other programs, you've had guys that have contributed close to $5, $6, $7 million. And to your point there, Connor, if that's the case, then what Graham Rossini's got to do, along with whoever he's hired, is they've got to go have a huge fundraiser to be able to compete. Now, if I'm going to make that move, if I'm this young man, and the end all be all is James Harden, James has got to contribute above and beyond what he's already contributed, or I'm not making that move. I need assurances from my athletic director.
I don't blame you.
That James Harden's going to kick in more than $2 million. He may have to kick in $5 million. He says, "Look, I'm not comfortable kicking in $5 million."
Right.
And then I go to Graham Rossini. I said, "Graham, you got Nap Lawrence, you got all these guys out there. What's my budget to go get these guys? If I'm not comfortable with what the top 10, top 15 teams in college basketball have a budget to go pay their players, then I'm not interested. I'll stay at Santa Clara, be an assistant, and eventually go find the job that can actually pay guys as I grow."
Hood Rubino on our show, Devil's Digest, earlier came out and said that Bobby Hurley would be relieved of his position. Also, Chris Cartman, who has been a guest on our show as well, Sun Devil Source, is seconding that. Hurley will go on paid administrative leave. His contract is up in June, so he will be paid through the remainder of his contract. Bobby Hurley, 185 and 167 overall, 90 and 115 in conference games, Manuch, at ASU.
Yeah, it's interesting when you think about how everything unfolded and how those kind of things are coming to fruition. It's just going to be very interesting how they proceed from here, and what some of not only the ramifications, who stays, how much can you pay. This ASU basketball program has a long way to go.
Yes.
They've hit rock bottom.
Yes.
And it's time that they can bounce to be not only competitive, but make a push to be maybe in a couple of years somewhat of a Big 12 influence.
Hey, this portion of the program presented by our great partnership with Twin Peaks and Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. But where are we going to be tomorrow?
We'll be at the Glendale Twin Peaks Mañana.
Can't wait. Hey, listen, why don't you come out and hang with us? You can try the new baked pretzel with chipotle queso, the double-stacked brisket nachos, or the smokestack burger. It's loaded with smoked brisket and barbecue sauce, all given to you with the 29-degree Michelob Ultra Draft. It's wall-to-wall sports and March Mania as well. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. When we come back, one of the wildest things to take place in the National Football League. Max Crosby from the Raiders to the Ravens, and then, whoop, he's no longer a Raven anymore. We are going to head to Baltimore right now and have a conversation with podcaster Glenn Clark. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
This week at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, it's the TaylorMade Fitting and Bonus Trade-In event March 12th through the 15th. The new TaylorMade QI 4D driver family is TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable driver line. Take advantage of the 50% bonus trade-in towards your new purchase. Swing into Vans Golf Shops or book your fitting online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like. Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online no questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay, things people love.
And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, welcome back in Northeast Mesa, where we are today at Venezia's Pizzeria. There are 7 Venezias throughout the valley. So one of the craziest things in the National Football League has taken place. We all saw the Raiders trade defensive end Max Crosby to Baltimore, to the Ravens, for 2 first-rounders. Then, all of a sudden, the Ravens say, nope, we don't want him. He failed the physical. So the deal is null and void. Then, right away, the Ravens go to Cincinnati. And now they have signed Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year, $112 million contract. What in the wide world of sport is going on? That's why we went to our friend, Glenn Clark. He's got all the information in Baltimore, and you can find him on X, Glenn C. Clark Radio. That's Glenn C. Clark Radio. Glenn, welcome, pal. How are you?
Jimmy, how are you, man? Yeah, it's been a wild 24 hours here in Charm City.
And Glenn, I apologize if I texted you way late in the evening. I'm like, I got to track down Glenn because this Trey Hendrickson thing, I didn't mean to wake you up, big fella. I'm sorry.
Manuch, I just think it's a miracle that at your age you can still text. I just got to see it.
That's great.
You should be happy. I'm just thinking at 11 o'clock our time, 1 o'clock your time.
100%. 100%. As I've said a few times before, whenever I see that there's a text from Manuch's phone, I am worried that it might be the big one. That it might be, you got to get on a plane, come out of here, we got to say goodbye. Like, I get really worried now. I don't mean
I don't blame you. You know, Glenn, so I'm listening there going, okay, what the what? Okay, I get all that. And so sometime, I don't know, I went to bed, I think, finally like at 1:30 or 2. I'm up late. And then sometime between 2 in the morning and 7 a.m., Trey Hendrickson gets signed. So kind of lay out the ground, because I know you were up late last night calling everybody, because you are Mr. Baltimore Raven, Mr. Baltimore. You are Mr. Baltimore. So what have you found out in this whole scenario?
So, Manuch, to the best of my knowledge, as much as everyone wants there to be a conspiracy theory, and I still think there's room in there for there to be a little bit, but I think like the true full-on conspiracy theory of the Ravens just woke up and decided they didn't want to spend 2 first-round picks on Max Crosby, I can't back that up. My league sources have told me to this point that not only is it legitimate that the Ravens, what they saw on the physical was not just as simple as the meniscus tear that everyone in the league knew that Max Crosby was dealing with at the end of the season, that they saw some bigger cartilage issues and structural problems that, while, again, they think Max Crosby can play, but at the price of 2 first-round picks, it's more risk than they were willing to take on. And Eric DeCosta just met with the media and sort of laid some of this out. He cannot talk about what he saw on the physical, right? That would be a HIPAA violation. So he cannot explain what the Ravens saw specifically on the physical that was the reason. And I think there's room in between these two things. After they saw it, was it there's no way, no how? Was there, we want to talk to the Raiders about changing the terms of the trade to mitigate some of the risk? I don't know all of the firm details, but I also do believe that the Trey Hendrickson part of the conversation did play a role in this. Eric DeCosta says that when the Ravens knew they were losing Tyler Linderbaum, they had earmarked a significant amount of money, what they thought was going to be a record-setting. Tyler Linderbaum, who got $27 million per, which is $10 million more per year than any center had ever gotten before in NFL history. The Ravens were apparently prepared to spend north of $20 million a year in Tyler Linderbaum. So they had the money. He says that's when they began the conversations with Trey Hendrickson, which would line up with what Trey Hendrickson's agent had said, which is that the Ravens were talking about having both Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson, which would have been an insane combination to put on the field together, but that they started that pivot. Now the Crosby thing falls through because of the physical. They were already in conversations with Trey Hendrickson, but now there's a little bit more pressure. So that, to my understanding, is the timeline.
All right, so if that's the timeline, then are they concerned at all that Trey Hendrickson would not pass the physical because he's been injured as well for the Bengals?
Yeah.
He had to go there, Glenn. He just had to go there.
No, man, and look, it's even a fair question. It's one that we were kind of joking about as we were dealing with this last night, right? Immediately when this comes through, the first thing you say is, well, the thing you do is you pivot to Trey Hendrickson. But as you point out, Trey Hendrickson missed half of last season with a core injury and needing to have hip surgery. It's probably not the same as what might be a seriously damaged knee. Like that is probably a bit more concerning. But I think there's other Trey Hendrickson conversations to have. You're spending a lot of money on a plus 30 pass rusher who is coming off of a season in which he missed half of the year. Like, there is risk involved with that. There's always going to be risk when you're spending this type of money on a football player. Football, Manuch, you might have heard this somewhere. It's a violent game. This is an awful lot of money to spend on football players that have spent their lives involved in like car crashes every week. But I get it. They were measuring the risk of 2 first-round picks. And yes, the Ravens are a risk-averse franchise. This was crazy. They had never traded 1 first-round pick for a football player before in their history, and they're about to trade 2. And I do think that's a factor. I think there's a world where if that's not what we're talking about, they could have looked at Max Crosby physical and said, all right, there's risk, but we'll take the player on. And I think they do think there's risk with Trey Hendrickson, but it's not the money and 2 first-round picks, and I think that's why they're willing to do it with Trey.
All right, Glenn, you are a producer for several years. You know, Roc's a conspiracy theorist. I'm the practical guy, right? But riddle me this, Batman. Will the NFL want to see the ramifications or concerns by the Ravens on Max Crosby to why they turned this deal down or threw it back at the Raiders? Okay, I get it, Ravens.
Yep.
Let me see what you're talking about so we can verify that this is legit.
So it's a weird thing because the rules, the Ravens could actually just say, we didn't even look at the physical. We just decided we didn't want to do the trade. Because as the rules exist, you can back out of a trade until it goes through, right? So the weird nature of the league year, the fact that they couldn't even announce it until today, the Ravens at any point, if they wanted to, could have done that. Now, that would be a really bad look and would come along with some serious damage to their reputation. And there are plenty of, you've seen all of the reports of it. All the other GMs around the league have said, and they've used words that I'm not allowed to use on ESPN radio in Phoenix. But as we all know, the Arizona Cardinals didn't have the highest reputation around the league for a long time, and they were still able to make trades. Even if there are other GMs around the league that have their, tinfoil hats on, like Roc probably does, they're not going to suddenly say, we're going to blackball the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody in the league accused the New England Patriots of outright cheating and then still made deals with them as they were doing it, right? It's one of those things that sounds, I have no doubt that there are GMs that are pissed because they could have been in on Max Crosby or, if they had known that I have no doubt that that's true. But the idea that there's going to be serious ramifications for the Ravens just isn't practical. They're probably going to have to, Steve Bisciotti's going to have to go to the owners' meetings this year and explain what they saw because there are going to be other owners in that room that say, I think you might have been playing dirty pool, and he's going to have to explain it to them. But remember, they're all coworkers. It's like George Carlin says, it's a big party, and we are not invited. They are working together, and everybody else is watching from the outside.
All right, we got about a minute. So what's the consternation coming from the Baltimore Ravens fans?
I think they were really excited about Max Crosby, which, he's one of the five best players in football. There's some disappointment about that, but if there's on the up and up, this is probably about as good of a pivot as you could hope for. Trey Hendrickson combined for 35 sacks between 2023 and 2024. That's a decent pivot. He's not Max Crosby. Max Crosby is unlike a lot of things that we have seen as a complete football player, but it's a decent pivot. The Ravens still lost 9 of their own free agents and have only put together a couple of pieces coming back. So they still have a lot of work to do on the interior of the offensive line. Does this make them a Super Bowl favorite? I don't think so, but Trey Hendrickson's a pretty good piece to add to Kyle Hamilton defensively.
And they also did a restructure with Lamar, correct?
Yeah, they did. It's not an extension, which is the bigger concern that they weren't able to get that done. So that saga continues. They say they're still working on it, but that's going to be something to follow. They need to get an extension done with Lamar Jackson, and because they cannot tag him again after the 2027 season. They don't want to go into 2027 with him playing in the final year of his deal, or else then you do have to practically think about trading Lamar Jackson at that point.
Glenn, you're the best. Love you, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on with a quick notice. And keep us tuned in as the world turns with the Baltimore Ravens.
Love you guys and Manuch. Whenever you're lost and not sure where you are at 10 at night, please feel free to send me a text, and I'll try to help get you home, buddy. All right?
I'd appreciate it. That's why we paid you the big bucks when you were here many years ago. Thank you, Glenn. That's Glenn Clark, everybody, in Baltimore. Great stuff on how all of that went down. He's presented by DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC in Scottsdale. Next Wednesday, March 18th, we will be doing the show there. You can hang out with us. You can do your wagering. Remember, March Madness tipping off, and DraftKings TPC Scottsdale is the best place to be. We can't wait. We will see you. DraftKings TPC Scottsdale next Wednesday. Be there or be square. All right, the conference basketball tournaments are all underway. And we're going to talk to a guy who is very familiar with everything that takes place throughout the regular season, in the conference tournaments, and also when schools decide to change coaches, just like ASU is doing right now. Head coach Mike Adris is going to be our guest. But first, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The season is officially over for the Arizona State Sun Devils after they've been eliminated this morning from the Big 12 Conference Tournament with a 91-42 loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. Despite reports saying that he won't be retained, head coach Bobby Hurley says he hasn't formally been told he's out yet. But one name to watch for if he does end up leaving would be Sun Devil guard Garrett Glazer. He's now an assistant with UC Santa Barbara, and he had played alongside James Harden in Tempe from 2007 to 2009. Meanwhile, the Arizona Diamondbacks have named Zach Gallen their opening day starter, and the Arizona Cardinals have re-signed running backs Donovan Knight and when he got safety Andrew Wingard. Venencians are proud partners of Sun Devil Athletics. Go grab a giant slice of pepperoni and cheese at every ASU home game, whether it be football, baseball, softball, volleyball, and more. Proudly serving fans, fueling the Devil spirit.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
I'm here today with Dr. Justin Field of Desert Institute for Spine Care, also known as DISC. When I had low back pain, I went to the experts at DISC. There are people who have low back pain and herniated disc. Doc, what is the treatment for a herniated disc?
When patients fail conservative treatment, they come to me with a herniated disc in their low back, and they've got pain down their leg, maybe weakness and numbness with that as well. When it comes to surgery, we do something called a microdiscectomy, which is done through a less than 1-inch incision, done under a microscope, under general anesthesia, and we're able to remove a little bit of bone to be able to gain access to that herniated disc. We remove it, and people wake up and they feel so much better. Not only is their back pain improved, but that the leg pain, the weakness, numbness associated with it is gone.
Thank you, Dr. Field. If you suffer from neck or back pain, go see the spine experts at DISC at sciatica.com or text SPINE to 620-620.
Now back to the guys live from one of the Seven Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
As Bateman has a layup shot rejected by Alan Mukeba. And Mieusen down court to Job, who dunks it in. And that might be the sequence of the day for ASU. Mukeba with a rejection at one end, and then Mieusen beating Job for the slam dunk at the... Well, that was the only highlight for ASU today against Iowa State. They just got totally destroyed in the contest. And at the end, Bobby Hurley will be giving his walking papers. So, March Madness totally in progress right now. He has always been our go-to guy. Former NAU head basketball coach Mike Adris joining us right now. Coach, it's always fun when you're on the show with us. We love having you on, especially during March Madness. It's going to be exciting.
Man, have I missed you guys or what? Huh? It's a family reunion today, my fellas.
I just want to know, are you going to throw your hat in the ring for this new alleged ASU head basketball coaching job there, Coach Akers?
Love to have the job. I don't think so, though, but I think they're going to get some really good candidates, though. I mean, I think there's guys out there that are going to look at that job and think that it's a much better deal than what they currently have. And I think because of the success, the flip that football has been able to do in a very short period of time, you would think, looking from the outside, that you should be able to do that with basketball as well, even though technically that, few and far between with the basketball program there.
Mike, take us to how difficult it is when you're a coach. And I know that you still have lots of contacts throughout college basketball. When you know that the end is coming, for an example, with what Bobby Hurley had to deal with, he was on the last year of his contract. He knew this deal was up in June. How difficult is that just as a coach to try to handle that?
It becomes so much of it that you can't control, right? And as coaches, you want to be able to control situations, put your team in the best possible scenario. And then there's things that are completely out of your control. And, it's a very difficult thing to ask somebody to continue to do their job. A good friend of mine, Wayne Tinkle, was told several weeks ago, hey, you can finish the season if you want, but you're not coming back. And, he showed how classy he was by, helping them win a game in their conference tournament and writing it out. Because you make a commitment, you ask the players to make a commitment. And so it's just tough when all that noise from the outside just starts taking over. And unfortunately, it's what happens in sports. I mean, in every sport, when seasons don't go well, who do we blame? We blame the coach, right? And it's tough. There's a lot of pressure, and with so much money involved in it, that's the result. So it's not an envious position. You feel bad for anybody that goes through it, and yet I will tell you this, fellas. Every coach in America knows that that's the business, okay? And when one goes down, I can't tell you how many times I'll get a text from somebody saying, well, that's the business, and it is the business.
Wayne Tinkle, the longtime Oregon State coach, he had really some pretty good success in the Pac-12. But you're right, Coach, his time is over.
Yep.
So, Coach,
it happens to everybody, right?
Yeah,
I mean, very few go out on top or go out the way that they want, right? And some of them, you wonder why they come back or why they're still doing it. And that's a question, that you'd have to ask that person individually. I think we're all different in that regard.
So, Coach, as we move on, we look at the conference championships that are going on right now. I want to talk to you specifically about four teams who would probably be the number one seeds. Number one, Michigan. Number two, you look at U of A. Number three or number four, Florida. And then who am I forgetting? Who would be the next one that would come up out of that?
The team that may win it, Duke.
Yeah, Duke. Yeah. Hey, even though they got some injuries plaguing them right now, but when you look at those four, Coach, is it those four and the rest of them? Is that how you look at something like that?
Well, you know what? I've watched a lot of it. There were teams that I liked early that I'm struggling with right now. Houston would be one of those type of teams. Virginia's one of those type of teams to me. They're good enough, but I just don't think they're going to get there. And then there's a team like Florida, who I did not like early on this year, and I would think that they may be considered one of the favorites now because they are playing well. And kudos to them. You want to play your best basketball in March and April, and February is where you kind of start putting it together. And they have certainly figured it out, that Florida team. And I would never have guessed when I saw them, 3 months ago that they would be a Final Four team. And now I hate saying that because, we love March Madness. And I don't like saying it's 4 teams and then everybody else. But I think clearly those 4 number ones are going to have a big say in this upcoming tournament.
And then, Coach, with these tournaments going on, if you're a bubble team, do you have to either get to the championship game or do you have to win it all with some of these teams that are out there right now?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. And I love this weekend. 40 years ago or however long, 30-some years ago when I was a high school coach, we always took off these next 2 days from work, okay? Mysteriously, a virus attacked many of us coaches. and we'd go and watch just tournament game after tournament game because back then these tournaments meant everything to everybody just to survive and win your conference tournament. Now you get situations where some teams are like, maybe we need to save ourselves for March Madness. We're already in. You know what I'm saying? Yet no coach wants to lose a ball game, and you want to keep your team playing at a high performance. Now, to answer your question about do you have to win it, some teams have to, okay? Here, Oregon State a few years ago, they weren't getting in the tournament that year, and they won the conference tournament. Then they got all the way to the Sweet 16. And that's just miraculous, right? And so if they don't win their conference tournament, they're not getting to the Sweet 16. So in some cases, yes. If you're the 7th, 8th, 9th team in your league, even though you're in a high league, I think you have to do well in your conference tournament, at least make it to the championship game to be able to pull something off like that. Like BYU, for example. I know there's a lot of BYU fans listening to your broadcast. They still have to play well in this tournament because they had a late season dip. Certainly the injury didn't help them to one of their key players. But I think they're still having to overcome. There's a lot of teams in their league that finished higher than them, and how do you justify them going over somebody else? I think you justify them because they have one of the top players in the country, and so that's very marketable to CBS for the tournament that's coming up.
Coach, my question is Miami of Ohio, and there's been so much conversation. Their metrics are just absolutely terrible. Their schedule is like 300 and something, and the MAC conference is not a great basketball conference this year. There are some pundits that still believe that if they do not win the MAC tournament, that they might be left out. Where are you on Miami of Ohio, the only undefeated team?
Okay, as the former NAU coach, we could have went undefeated one year and lost in the championship game of the Big Sky tournament, and we weren't getting in. Okay, so there's that deal. I've watched that Miami of Ohio team play a couple times. I just watched them play last week in a game that they almost lost in overtime, and they're barely getting by teams. I love their balance. They got, 6 guys that can score, 7 guys that can score. So when one player has an off night, they can compensate. So they're really hard to defend. They're going to score points. What I don't think they do is play defense very well. And, that's going to be an issue to see them even win a game in the conference tournament. I don't know if they win their tournament. I think Akron may beat them this weekend, and that's going to cause a lot of controversy. However, I think you go 30-0, and teams avoided playing them because they had all their players back. I think they deserve to be in. I'm cheering for Miami of Ohio, right? Because I'm an NAU guy. You know, I'm that mid-major level, and I like to see those guys do well. I want to see them win games. I want to see them upset somebody from a power conference in the first round to show everybody that they did deserve to be there and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of the 10th, 11th team from the Big 12 or the SEC or the ACC or Big 10, playing in the tournament. But that's just me because of where I was at, stuff like that. And I get the reason why we want to see some of those schools play each other because they do have better players, to be honest with you. So I know I'm kind of fudging the answer to that question. Yes, I want Miami of Ohio in regardless. That's my vote on it. If the selection committee is listening to the Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B show right now, okay, we're voting yes for Miami of Ohio.
That's why we love having you on the show, Coach. You're coming back Friday as well, right?
You got it, fellas. You know I'm with you all March into April. This is the best time of the year, is it not?
We are Roc and Manuch and Jimmy. We're your lifeline, man. We're your B12 shot for March Madness, Coach. You know that.
I need that shot every year this time, fellas. I open up the veins, okay? Just right on the show.
Thank you, Mike. We'll talk to you on Friday.
You got it, guys.
There you go. Mike Idris, everybody, former NAU coach. He's terrific at breaking down March Madness. We can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's presented today by Biggs in Peoria. Manuch, we're going to be at Biggs St. Patrick's Day, which is next Tuesday. The March Mania guys will all be there. Green beer, brackets, and hoops. Can't wait. The P83 shopping district right across from the Peoria Sports Complex. Again, St. Patrick's Day, green beer for $6 for a 25-ouncer. That's it. Michelob Light and Coors Light, just $6. Green beer. We'll see you next Tuesday at Biggs. Okay, when we come back, Lerner and Rowe, one call. That's all. What's on tap tonight? And our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplummingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call Lynn Go today at 420-4556. At Lengo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lengo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. Lengo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Tori let me know yesterday. It's cool honor, like I said to you guys, in years past. Understandably, with Merrill got named opening day starter, which he should have. He fully deserved it. So I'm just glad that it felt like, for me to get that honor again is nice with and not be able to make the start. So yeah, I'm excited. It's another ball game.
That's Zach Gallant, official. As Manuch likes to say, it's officially official. He will be the starting pitcher for opening day for the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's good enough for our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact, need a check. It is Lerner and Rowe. Best personal injury law firm year after year. Just make one call, 602-977-1900, or you can go to lernerandrowe.com. Just make one call. That's all, 602-977-1900. What's on tap tonight? Presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Don't forget the Bud Light official partner with our show and March Mania coverage. It all begins next week. Bud Light and us. March Mania. Can't wait. On television tonight, if you're an NBA fan, Cleveland Cavaliers at the Orlando Magic. The Magic, by the way, have won 6 straight games. That game is ESPN at 4:30. The late game is a dandy. Houston Rockets at the Denver Nuggets, 7 o'clock on ESPN. And don't forget, there is college basketball as well all over the streaming networks. And it is the tournament time for college basketball. All right, here's our State 48 Roofing. Get your call question of the day.
Just call State 48 Roofing today for a free roof inspection. Before leaks hit, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 preferred roofer. All you have to do is just visit state48roofing.com or give them a call, 480-268-4509, 480-268-4509. Here's the question. All you have to do is just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter or @Roc and Manuch on Instagram. After the Miami Heat's Bam Adebayo scored 83 points last night, do you feel Will Chamberlain's 100-point performance can ever be broken? Is it #1, no, defense much better, or yes, 3-point line will contribute? All you do is just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter or @Roc and Manuch on Instagram. All right, Jimmy, which way did you lean on this?
I went that it's not going to happen. I don't see it. You have to jack up so many shots throughout the game. We saw what happened with Bam last night and all of the fouling that took place in the last few minutes of the game. It just turned it so ugly, and he kept going to the free throw line. I just don't think that Will Chamberlain's 100-point game, Manuch, where he made 28 of 32 free throws. That's Will Chamberlain, who barely has a career record of a 50% free throw shooter, made 28 of 32, and he scored 100 points in 1962.
All right, Connor, which way are the folks leaning? Will it ever be broken or no?
Looks like right now we have a 50-50 split down the middle, with 50% saying yes because of the 3-point line and 50% going no, the defenses are going to be better.
I'm not buying the
I
defense
went no.
is better.
I just
Yeah.
it's almost 3-point line or not. I think a lot of guys will try.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you think of Kobe's record. How many years ago was that? The 81 as far as second place, and you think 83. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah.
But he literally touched the ball, that being Bam, at least, I don't know, last 6 minutes, 25 times.
Oh, easy.
And but he went to the free throw line. He made 90% of his free throws. From the field, he was just under 50% as far as field goal percentage was concerned. So anytime you see anybody against anybody score 80-some points
Yes.
in an NBA game today, is truly amazing. Now, 10 years from now, when the shooters are just as profound or even more so than they are right now, it could happen. But it'd be a free. He was 7 for 22 from the 3-point line.
Right.
So he wasn't even 50% from the 3-point line. A lot of layups, a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws, which contributed to that. Matter of fact, points 82 and 83 were free throws that he got those. So
that is right.
I just think it's going to be a tall task. Let's say have an eventual 4-point line.
I don't want to see
that they contribute into the Harlem Globetrotter era
Yeah,
and put a 4-point line in. But I think that the record of 100 points is safe for a long time.
I could just say this about Chamberlain's 100-point game. There's no 3-point line. No 3-point line. Chamberlain scored 31 points in the fourth quarter. And as I referenced, the 28 of 32 at the free throw line. Manuch, what do you got tomorrow?
Just a reminder, just real quick before we wrap up here at Venezia's Pizzeria, they got the Wednesday special 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. That's a savings over $5 per pizza. Tomorrow, mañana, we're going to be at the Twin Peaks in Glendale. We'll catch up with Rick Horrell, the sports professor. Chris Dobertine, the bracketologist extraordinaire, will join us. And also Howard Balzer talking to us about some of the free agency moves, what the Cardinals are doing, and if there's any more shenanigans going on with the Baltimore Ravens, all that from Twin Peaks in Glendale.
Looking forward to that, Connor. Terrific. Back in the studio. Laz, mediocre as always. Thank you, pal. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here in Venetia. We are on ESPN 620 98.7 FM HD2 and the Arizona Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000